Live.
Where is she? What happened?
Okay, we are live, everybody.
All right, let me go to the page. Let me go to your page. Let me go to your
Why is it on my screen? I see you guys look so tiny on my screen.
Yeah, you guys are tiny on my screen too. Well, not you, but Camille is tiny and I'm tiny.
Yeah, so what do we do?
Just leave nothing. That's pretty much what it's gonna be.
That's what it's gonna be. No, I like when you see all three of us on the screen. Like,
Oh, I don't
hey,
know.
Shonda.
I can't see anybody. Hold on.
Shonda just came on, y'all. Say hi to Shonda.
Hi, Shonda, darling. How are you?
Hello, Shonda.
Mikey, you can see her down here. Is she laying down? Does she look upset?
Okay, now I changed the layout. Now it looks like this. What do y'all
That's
think?
fine.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's
That's
good.
fine?
That's
Okay.
much better. That's much better.
Okay. Good. Hello, everybody who's out there in YouTube land.
Well, I can't find your
Oh,
channel.
Shonda started already, y'all. Shonda said,
Hold
"What are
on.
y'all talking about tonight?"
Shonda, let me get to the page. Let me get to the page. Let me get there,
Shonda,
girl.
we're talking about a little bit of this and a little bit of that. We have a special guest co-host with us tonight, and we are so excited. So let's get a few more people in here, and then I will do a formal introduction.
Yay.
How's everybody's day?
Today was a day, honey. It was a good day, but it was a it was
It was a
a
day.
hard working day today.
Oh,
Plus, I got a
today was
cat.
my last day.
Today was your what?
My last day on
Your
paper.
last day of school. How
Yeah,
do you
but I'm
feel?
not done until July 9th. So technically, Shonda, you're gonna be good tonight?
Shonda is
Okay,
not going to be good tonight. Shonda is going to turn up.
you know she will. Thank you,
Her
hon.
and Favi. If Favi ever come in here, she going to turn up too.
I will be here soon. Listen,
I promise to be
yesterday,
good.
every live that popped up on YouTube, me and Favi were on it. We are live stalkers.
I promise to be good tonight, Shonda says. Okay, Shonda.
Oh boy. All
Girl, I
right,
promise to be good too.
so I'm going to introduce Miss our special guest co-host tonight. This is our first time having a guest co-host, y'all, and we
Yeah,
are so excited to introduce this
excited.
fabulous young lady. She is amazing. She is awesome. She's all about the business. She knows her stuff. She's just a strong woman, and I'm telling you, you guys are gonna be entertained tonight, and you're gonna take something away from tonight. So we're gonna talk a little bit about, what we do, have fun, and then we're gonna get into some stuff, some talk, some real chat. King chat, queen chat tonight with
Oh,
our
Lord.
girl, Miss Camille from CPRVibe. And also, you can find her Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on tloveradio.net. I put that information in the description box so you can go check her out. So, without further ado, welcome, Camille.
Welcome. So happy to have
Hello.
you.
Hello. Thank you, guys. I appreciate being on tonight. This is going to be an amazing live. Who's supposed to be here will be here. Tamara knows me. We know each other quite well, and I'm feeling a lot right now. So she understands where I'm coming from. So if I pause or if I don't talk for a
Yes,
second, it's
ma'am.
for a reason. I'm very heavy right now. I'm smiling, but I'm very, very heavy because I'm a clairsentient. So I feel emotions from other people. I feel from people that can be directly guided to somebody sitting in front of me. I can feel your mother. I can feel your father. I can feel different things like that. So I'm sitting here very, very heavy, trying to smile, but I want y'all to know I'm heavy right now. I'm real heavy.
Wow.
Um,
Wow.
Whoa.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow. Right out the gate.
I didn't think it was going to be like this starting off, but I'm
No,
very heavy.
not at
I'm
all.
very heavy.
That's
I
awesome. Wow.
keep looking over at my screen because I can see the comments and the real deal with Shonda Davis. Uh, I'm straight to it. No chasers. I'm feeling really heavy right now with her energy. Take energy the way I express it and not meaning for her being a bad individual, but I'm feeling something through you, Shonda. I mean, Shonda Davis, I'm feeling something real heavy that she's been dealing with for a while, and she keeps smiling, and people think everything's okay right now. Last week I felt something, and I'm here to be real, guys. That stop. I was feeling things last week, and I shared those with you, Tamara. I don't know how far to go, meaning like, but
Take your time.
if you don't know what clairsentience is, it's a person with gifts of feeling pain. It could be happiness, it could be sorrow, it can be so many different things, heaviness. And it's not usually something that surface, it's something that somebody's been dealing with for a long time. And so I feel things, but out of respect for individuals, Shushana, I do it in a respectful way. So what I'm going to say is, God gave me things to speak about, so I'm going to speak about them. My name is not what you see there for no reason. It once was a hyphenated name. My name was hyphenated not too long ago. So I discovered that who I was here to be, who I was purposed to be, wasn't being fulfilled in that hyphenated situation. I didn't know who I was. I continue to look in the mirror on a daily basis and smile at people and smile at family and smile at my children and people that I claim to be strong for, realizing that I was existing every day, but I wasn't living, which is a total difference. It's a total difference. And to revive myself, as I say here, is Camille revived. And I struggle with that separation and removing myself from a very long relationship, a marriage. But I struggled because I was attached, because I was broken. I was broken because that's all I knew. And I came from a generation of broken women. And so I did a video some time ago on my channel years ago about why am I weak? Because in our community, so many women are considered strong because they endure, which is a difference. Because strength brings about whatever you're weak in. And a lot of times us as Black women, I only can speak for Black women because that's what I am. We consider ourselves strong when we endure, when it's really a weakness because we're holding on to what we don't deserve.
That's good.
Difference. It's a total difference.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're a strong Black woman or a strong woman because you're suffering through, like the long suffering person, right? Because you're suffering through all the things that you don't deserve to suffer through. That's a really interesting way of looking at it.
But who has the gold to your head?
It's not a crown to be a strong, it's not a crown. It's like, it's almost like you wear that with a badge of honor, where it's like, really? Why? Why?
And that's why we have so many broken marriages, relationships, children, broken mentals, and we have so much pride because of the simple fact that you may have stayed somewhere too long, and that was me. You're embarrassed. What are people going to think? What are people going to say? Well, when I realized that only person I should be worried about, and it's not even a person or the entity, is God. Because how dare I be placed here and not be created for such a time as this, but be selfish to be embarrassed, or my pride to take control of me making a move that I know I should have made years ago.
Mm-hmm.
There's nobody holding a gun to your head if you're being abused by a man, mentally, physically, or emotionally. There's nobody holding a gun to your head to stay in any situation that does not bring you any form of fulfillment, any form of comfort, of realizing I am somebody. I know I'm somebody. You get what I'm saying? It's a lot that we can go through.
Yeah, a whole lot.
Because we're comfortable, because we know that. I always tell people everything great is on the other side of fear, and that's the truth. Because until you step out on faith and believe, that's because you can't see it, nothing's going to change. So we'll stay in these facade relationships and these facade situations, being unhappy in ourselves, but to the world, we're strong. We got a great relationship and we're doing excellent.
Right.
And that's not the case. It's absolutely not the case. And I want to stand before you and let you know that I'm not just talking. Do you know that the pain that I endured and what I went through to say, when God said it was time to go, do you know the feeling that I felt? Do you know what I dealt with? I struggled with, I contemplated, I went back and forth, I argued with him, everything. Because this was years of my life that you're telling me to remove myself. Because guess what? You can't change nobody but yourself.
Yep.
You can't change nobody but yourself. But guess what? You'll realize what you deserve when you start changing for the better and changing to be and conform to what God created you to be. And guess what? Everything around you is starting to change, because you won't accept anything but what you deserve.
Anything less than what you deserve.
A child, your parents, your siblings, and anybody else that comes into your life, if they cannot respect who you are and love you for who you were created to be, then they don't need to be in your life.
Amen. Camille, so Shonda was responding. So Favi came in, she said hi to everybody. She said she was agreeing with you on some of the things you were saying. But Shonda said, man, I have been so weak before and I need an explanation. And then she said again, Shonda was responding. So she said hi to everybody. She said she's agreeing with you on some of the things you were saying. But Shonda said, man, I have been so weak before and I need an explanation. And then she said, Shonda was responding. So yeah, it's not me. Camille, are you watching on another device? Shonda said, man, I have been so weak before and I need an explanation. And then she said, Shonda was responding.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, if you have it on another device, it's gonna show that delay. So you just gotta mute it. Okay.
I can't hardly hear you from a distance. I'm trying to.
Okay. You can hear me now?
I can, but it's so low.
Okay, so can you turn up the volume on the device that you're actually broadcasting on?
It's all the way up, and I'm trying to make sure I can record, and I can't.
No, you can't. You probably can't.
Okay.
So remember, the live is gonna be up.
Okay.
Okay. So Shonda was responding to you, your heaviness, Camille. So she says that, man, I have been so weak before and I need an explanation. Then she says, that's crazy when you were talking about everything you were saying, because I just done a video with my cousin who was left blind from an attack by her son's father. So she was responding to what you were saying you were feeling. And Favi was saying that's why he allows you to go through that for your testimony. before you make a move, pray first. Amen, Fabi. Absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Shonda, people tend to come to you, and because of the love you have in your heart for family or friends, you tend to take on too much, even though it's overwhelming. The situation can be overwhelming or whatever, but you always put yourself in their shoes and say, you can't push them away or let them know that right now you're going through some things as well, but you still help them and hold them and try to comfort them through whatever. But what God is telling you is that if you don't learn to put yourself first and learn to know when not to take in too much, you're going to have a breakdown. Shushana, I don't know you. Never met you a day in my life. Tamara?
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
I speak?
Speak freely, hon.
Go ahead and speak on it.
I felt your energy. Was it last week? Week before last? I felt your energy, and I told her the name that came to my head. I've never met you before, and to reach out to you and text you something because I was feeling your energy and I don't know you. You are here for a reason. You have something you need to do. Until you make the decision to do what's right, even if it hurts, you're going to be stuck where you at. God loves you if nobody else doesn't. He created you because he loved you. He made you for a reason. And everything you've been through and are currently going through is for somebody else. He told me to tell you the same thing I had to deal with. Don't be selfish and stay there too long, because in order for somebody to believe that they can do it, they have to see somebody like you that can say, I've done it. You have children. Let's not be hypocritical to our children. That's what I was. Let's not tell our children what we should and shouldn't do and how things should and shouldn't be. But that's not, our life is not mimicking that. Be careful what you do around your children. The things that you're speaking, the things that you're saying. Don't be down on yourself. It doesn't matter how old you are. Loving yourself can start right now. You know what that means? First you love, but you fall in love. The fall in love, you be in a state where when you're in a relationship with a man and you're in love with him, there's nothing you won't do to make sure you put a smile on his face. God is saying that's what you need to do for yourself. And it doesn't matter what anybody outside of God thinks about it. You lay down with the thoughts that you have. You're here for a reason. That's why you're here. You lay down with the thoughts that you have. You can sit, you can smile and be strong for everybody around you. But at the end of the day, that internal stress and anxiety is what kills us slowly. It's time out for us as women to be procrastinating. It's time out for us as women to hold pride in the wrong areas. It's time out for us as women to stop seeking for help. We need help. You can't do it by yourself. I sit before you. I have a mentor, a coach, a therapist. I have that because I'm important enough to invest in me, because I can sit here and say that it sounds good to hear people tell me something, but how do I begin? Who's going to show me how to begin? Your mother can't show you. Your grandmother can't show you, because a lot of times they were broken too. And they created broken children. Are you going to do the same thing? This is what we continue doing. And it's okay because it's normal. But we're not getting anywhere. Nothing is happening in our lives because nobody wants to step out and do something different, no matter if it hurts. You know, the foundation of anything great has to be hard. Do you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
The foundation of anything great has to be hard, strong, concrete. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be feathers. It's not going to be cushy. It's going to be difficult to understand who you are, unravel who you are, so that you can become the person that God created you to be, because you're wrapped up in things that he did not give you to be a part of you, but you're letting them sit. That's that baggage that's stunning your growth. You know exactly what I'm saying. You feel exactly where I'm coming from. It's nobody's business. But God said it's time to stop playing. Tamara?
Yes, ma'am.
We went there several times, right? Talk about it.
Okay. No,
she don't
I'm
like
nervous.
it, but I'm tough.
It's true. Now I'm nervous. Oh my God. Listen here. I love this lady. I absolutely love Camille. Camille is what you see straight out the gate. Straight talk, no chaser. Right? And because she has this gift of feeling people's energy and seeing things, she has helped me to help not just myself, but other people. So through me, just my relationship with her, I'm able to help others who I come across, and myself. And I'm a work in progress. And Camille will tell you. So we have our little mentorship time. And I have things that I have to work on in my home, in my marriage, with myself, with my children. And we just got to do what we got to do, y'all. Yes.
Pause. Don't fluff over what we do
Okay.
together, because I think they need to understand that you've taken the time to invest in yourself.
Okay.
God placed you on my heart. Even after going through meditating, I'm a sound healing practitioner as well. So I teach deep meditation to children. I teach all around the world. I have people all around the world that I do virtual with, understanding anxiety, understanding how to heal your chakras and what each chakra means. People fluffing around with this chakra stuff, but those are definitely things that impact our lives and our emotions and our feelings and why we do the things we do. So I'm saying that because we started off that way, and then it evolved, because when God connects me to any of my, I say, clients at that time, he don't let me go from them. So I can just be going about my day and he'll say, contact this person and tell them I said don't do this, or contact this person. Seriously, tell them whoever they're on the phone with right now, they need to get off the phone with them. That person means them no good. Things like that. And I'm going to tell y'all something. Ever since a kid, I had 3 different individuals come to my life and tell me about prophesy. If y'all know the word prophet, prophetic word, however you want to take it. 12, 19, and 24. Okay. Same thing, different states, different cities, different areas, different people, same exact word over and over again. Okay. it always stuck with me. So it rung true in my head that I knew I was here for something great. But what is it? Until you start to unravel the mess in your life, you won't find out what your true gift is. That is why a lot of us stay stuck bopping. I'm going to work. I'm not working. I'm going to do this. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to get a part-time job. Maybe I need, you're trying to figure it out because you haven't took the time to be silent to listen. When you take the time and go in solitude, I'm talking, I left everything, social media, my YouTube channel. If you can go back. I left everything alone. I didn't talk to people. I didn't want to be bothered with people. I wanted to hear only from God. And that was it. And we have a problem with loneliness or being alone, because you can still be in a whole relationship, ladies. I need to say this for somebody. You can still be in a whole relationship and feel alone. So let's not act like just because you got a spouse or a boyfriend or a fiance that things are just what it is. No, I felt that. I know what that feels like. You can be in a whole relationship and feel alone. Okay, like you're doing it on your own. You're trying to figure it out on your own. No support, no nothing. And why am I here? So let's just throw that out there. So with that being said, I'm saying this because it was a time where she was placed on my heart. And at first I rejected doing what God told me to do because it was uncomfortable. The more that I did it, I realized, oh my gosh, okay, I've been feeling these feelings and seeing these things for so many years since I was young, but I never knew what it was. But now that I have a connection, a better, clear connection where it's just me, my thoughts, and my God, it's different. So he also blesses me to be a blessing to anyone that becomes a part of what I do. And so I'm always saying stuff like, if she can tell you, we can be talking and I'll cut her off and I know what's going on in her brain, what she's thinking, what's like literally. We have those type of interactions. And she's like, oh my gosh, I was just thinking about that. Oh my gosh, you're in my head. But it's for a reason. It's for a reason. Now, I don't take on anybody and everybody, because unless you're serious, I'm not going to play with you. I don't got time to play. I don't. And she'll tell you, I'll tell you, listen, I need you to listen. And when I'm getting ready to let you know that it's something very important, I'll let you know that as well. I need you to listen very closely. This live is not for no reason. This live is not for any reason. I see people are talking, but it's hard for me to try to look at them too, Tamara. But I want y'all to realize that if you're here for a reason, and God is saying you were created for such a time as this, and the time is now. Stop procrastinating. That's for somebody specifically. Stop procrastinating. No one's going to come knock on your door and give you a blueprint. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. No one gave me a blueprint for everything that God has shown me that I should be doing. I had to figure it out. But I didn't figure it out alone because I had faith. So God gave me my steps. He's going to order your steps. He's going to give you everything you need once you leap out on faith and show him, God, I'm listening to you. I'm no longer ignoring that nudge in the pit of my stomach. I'm no longer ignoring the fact that when I try to do outside of what I know I should be doing, nothing goes right. And I still feel unfulfilled. I'm no longer ignoring that. That's when you're going to see him do his part. He don't do nothing, because if you believe and then you don't work, then it's no work to your faith. It's dead. It's no work to it at all.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to drop in the chat for a second. Christine Hall had said, hey, and she was saying something about, I can't even see anymore. I can't even see anymore. She was saying, speak, sissy, she's here. And she was agreeing with Shonda, because Shonda was saying, wow, it was meant for me to be in this stream tonight. And Christine was saying that Camille is the real deal. Oh, Arrows was asking, what's your religion?
I'm not a religious person. I'm spiritual.
Okay.
She wants
Leni
to,
and Nadia came on. Hey guys. Hey Miss Thelma. What should you be doing? Welcome everyone. Do you hear? Oh, okay, Arrows. I'm sorry because I wasn't on time with the stream. I'm not sure what you're referring to when you said what should you be doing, Camille, and then you said, do you hear a voice? And then you said what? So I'm not really sure what those are in reference to. Because
she's basically asking who's her God? Who's your God? Camille. Is it Jesus? Is it Buddha?
Well, even in religion, God is
Yeah,
even in religion,
she wants
even
to
in
know.
religion, Jesus is not God. He's the Son of God. So
Jesus
wouldn't
is
do that.
God. Jesus is God.
Right, all three. Meaning like you don't put him above God. It's God, then him, then the Holy Spirit. So God is the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit. Jesus is not God. He's one and the same, but he's not the God.
there's a hierarchy. Yes.
There
Yeah.
is there is a deity, but
Right.
Jesus is God. When you see Jesus, you see the Father. They're one and the
Yes.
same. So he
Right.
operates. He is God. He is the Son of God, and he is God as well. So I gotta I can't agree completely on that. Jesus is God, but there is a Godhead.
I believe in the Godhead.
Yes, there is a Godhead, Father, Son, Holy Spirit. They operate one and the same.
Okay.
Okay,
So Shonda
someone
says,
here.
do you serve God? And Arrows say, Jesus is the personification of God in the flesh. And yeah. So Fabi says, she said God told her what she does be doing. What she does be doing, Fabi.
What is she saying?
Who's your English teacher? Fabi, come. Fabi. I love Fabi. All right. So
She'll probably rewrite it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And she probably has a little toddler on her lap while she's talking.
probably
So
because she was getting ready to put them to bed.
I knew, exactly. I knew it, Fabi. What did I just say? I just said you had
Yeah.
one of them kids on there. I knew it. All right. So you guys have any? She said God told what she needs to be doing. Oh, you just rewrote that one.
I think she did because I think she
Okay.
probably had her baby on her lap. So she said
Okay.
sorry. Yeah, she said the kids are talking. Sorry.
Okay. Got it. Got it.
Okay. She I guess she's asking a question. She said
Yeah.
God told her what she needs to be doing. I'm guessing that's a question. Favi, right?
But who is her?
Huh? I'm guessing she's referencing to you, Camille.
She
Favi,
said,
are you referencing to Camille, Favi, or is it a general question?
I think it's probably Camille.
Okay.
I still don't understand the question.
Yeah. She'll rewrite it. All right, guys. So again, we're talking to Miss Camille here, and Camille, would you consider yourself an empath? Is that in line?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Because I know you've called me and you've told me quite a few things, or I'm in the middle of conversation and she's like, okay, but stop, go back. Remember you said she's very meticulous. Remember you said A just a minute ago. Now you're saying B. Which one is it, right? So she feels things. I remember last year when Camille reached out to me because she shut down her email, because the way I know her, Shushana, everybody, is just from being watching her on YouTube, right? She had two channels, like CPR for the body and CPRVibe, and she does everything from showing you how to cook to how to tile. She does everything in between. Okay, how to put in a faucet, how to put a light, how to put down floors, anything you need, she can do it. You want to learn
That
how
is
to cook
awesome.
oatmeal, you want to learn how to boil water, she will show it to you. All right. And now her new channel is how to DIY and save a dime. Is that
Oh,
what it is?
nice.
Okay.
It's
So
not new.
anyway,
I changed the name.
right, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, she changed the name of her channel. So last year during the summertime, because Camille had well, I don't want to say disappear, but she had come off of social media. She wasn't uploading videos anymore. And we kept in touch. Well, in the beginning we did, but then we lost, not that we lost, but Camille didn't reach back out to me until the summertime. And this was just before COVID that she had stopped. And when she reached out to me, she was just really pouring out what had been going on with her. So she started by letting me know what was going on with her this whole time, all the transitions and all the changes she was making in her life. And then she told me something about a family member of mine, and I just started shivering. Like she said, reach out to this person and say blah 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 blah. And when I reached out and I said blah 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 blah, the person was like, "Now it's only me and God. How in the world could you possibly know that this was how I was feeling?" Right? So she felt that heaviness, and she knew exactly who it was. And when I told that family member about her, he's like, "Nah, that can't be." But in the back of his mind, he's like, "But I know I haven't spoken to anybody about it. Nobody else knows, whatever." So from there, Camille started to talk to me a little bit about her meditation journey and so on and so forth. And it started, if you guys will go back to my channel last year, I even started meditating with Camille with my kids. She started to do meditation for individuals and families and so on and so forth. And I started, and then school started, and then I just got back into allowed life to just kind of get in the way again. But again, it was a conscious decision. Not that I didn't have the time, but I didn't make the time. And what I found was that as I reconnected with Camille again, and she started to ask those tough questions like, why did you stop? And I really had to think about it, because what I found was I need to meditate, y'all. I need it. I have that little time in the mornings to myself where I can just regroup and just set my intention for the day, figure out how I want to operate in the day, picture and imagine the things that I need to do, how I need to be. And of course, it's not perfection, right? But I want to be able to teach myself and then eventually my children um, how they can access and how they can relate when they have things that they're struggling with. Just sit and think about it, and make your intention for your day and figure things out. So it's been really helpful to me. Um, Talking to Camille. Camille is a mentor, which means that I meet with her every week and we talk about, what's going on with me, what I need to work on. Like I said, so I'm talking about changing myself, because nobody's perfect, right? I have things that I struggle with. I struggle immensely with pride, especially in my home. Pride when it comes if my husband says A and I was about to do A, it's a problem. You ain't got to tell me. I was just about to do it. That type of vibe. Okay, that type of vibe. Because I know when I'm talking to her and she does that finger, I'm just like, oh boy, what is it now? Okay, yeah. So just things like that I struggle with, and I'm still working on that because I have to find balance in my life, y'all. Especially all these ladies who are on YouTube. It's not easy. You have your husband, you have your children, you have your job if you work outside of YouTube, you have other things, you have this thing that you're passionate about. And it's just not easy finding that balance. And my husband often says, I feel like YouTube is up here and I'm down here. Right? So how many of us can relate to things like that? And for me, YouTube is not something I get paid for, right? And even when you get monetized, that doesn't necessarily mean you're bringing in the big bucks. So YouTube for me right now is a hobby, and I have to allow myself to be present with my family and the people who are more important. And I'm learning how to do that. It's a process, and I still get into it with my husband about, oh, you were doing this, or you spent hours, because I can be lost for 5-6 hours just editing or watching YouTube, commenting, making something. And it's like, okay, you look up and 6 hours are gone. So it's just these little things that I'm learning, and Camille is helping me with. Oh my God, the chat is blowing up, y'all.
It really is. I think we need to.
Shushana, what's going on? What was the last?
Okay. All right. So let's. I think Favi has a few questions.
Okay, so she clarified her question, right?
Camille. Yes. She said, Camille said that God told her what she needs to be doing. I'm curious as to what did he tell her she needs to be doing.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And she has a few questions. So do you want to go ahead and answer that one, Camille, before I go on to the next one?
Yeah. So with your relationship with God, when he creates us, he creates us in his image, but he knows us and we know our communication. So me hearing from him or telling you what I hear, what I can't explain that to you. It's just something that's an innate thing. It's a gift. And when he told me what to do, it's not like I can say this, that, and the third written out. I just moved and now I'm working in my purpose, and I know I am, because life is totally different. All I know is, I'll say this, I'm gonna give you this short story. When I was 12 years old, I was in the choir, and my slip fell. Y'all know the slips you wear under your dress, right?
Yeah.
So my slip fell. And at that time, it was a boy who used to play the drums that I had a crush on. That was the most embarrassing thing ever. There was this lady who was a prophet from another church in Ohio that came to New York to speak. And so I ran to the bathroom to go fix my slip, and I came back. As I'm sitting back in the choir stand, this lady and me, Shushana and Tamara, I'm talking like eye to eye. She's looking through my soul. And I'm standing there, I'm 12, so you can imagine. I'm standing there like, and she looking at me. She did this, guys. And I was like,
the finger. That finger.
Like, yeah.
And she said, and I was just like, okay. So as I'm sitting there still in confusion, I'm 12, this is a grown woman speaker. What does she want with me? Why does she want to talk to me? And so I began to walk to her. She walked to me and she said, can I touch you? Can I touch you? I said, yes. And she just held me. But when she touched me, it's like her hug and embrace was from the crown of my head to the sole of my feet. It was this feeling that I get. And it's the same feeling that I get when God speaks to me and I have to tell someone something. The same exact feeling. So she said, oh my gosh, sister, little sister. That's what she called me. She said, little sister, oh my gosh. And it was like she was weeping and crying. She said, God has people that are chosen for certain things, people that are appointed for certain things, and people that have a certain and specific job to do. And I'm looking like, I'm 12, guys, so I'm just like, okay, what are you saying? She said, but oh my gosh, you She said, I can't even explain it, but what I'm going to tell you is these words and never forget them. You may not understand right now. She said, the world is waiting for you. She said, you may not understand this right now, but what God is going to do in your life is going to blow your mind. But it's not going to happen until you get older.
Wow.
That was all she told me.
Wow.
She said, the world is waiting for you. That's all I remember. And I remember her saying, I am supposed to be the help to help people at a certain time. I'm going to come to help and change, transform, and heal, help people heal, and all of that. This is all the words that just kept repeating in my ear from this woman. And she just held me. I cried, she cried, and that was it. It happened again at 19. 19, I was a single mom dealing with a guy that was in prison. And I did not want what my mom had, and that's what she had at that time. My dad was in prison. She had me young. She was a single mom. And that situation was so, it was so overwhelming because in my brain, I didn't want to be like my mom. I didn't want to do the things that my mom did. I didn't want to repeat that cycle. You get what I'm saying? But I seen myself doing that. And I remember this was at another church, 19 years old. It was a revival. And there was a young boy from Ohio, crazy thing, from Ohio, who was very, very anointed with the word of God. And so he had came to the church this particular day of the revival, and they had called everybody up. And this was for, remember Y2K guys, when they thought the world was going to end, everything was going to shut down. I was 19 at that time. So I'm like, oh God, no, don't leave me, don't take me. No, I want to get right and all this other stuff. So I'm up there, and y'all know what, some of y'all old school, I'm tarrying and praying to God in my mind. God, I don't want to be like my mom. How do I change this? I'm dating my first child's father is in prison. I'm doing this whole thing from 5 months in my stomach from the night I told him. I had to throw this in there. The day that he got locked up and did his years that I waited for him was the night that I told him that it was going to happen. I said, if you leave out that door, you will not come back. And he didn't. And he never did. So long story short, going back. So in this, now I'm in the moment of him doing a long-term bid and tarrying to God, asking God, what should I do? What is my next point? What at 19, I'm in college, I'm working, I'm doing everything to be different from my mom. And I remember a lady, all I remember is a purple, pink, fuchsia color coming and embracing me. She literally came and embraced me. And I kid you not, she had the hat on, the whole suit was just matching. This is what I remember. At that time, you could buy VHS tapes and you can see the actual, the service, right?
Yes,
so this lady came up to me and she said the same exact words that lady told me when I was 12. And all I could do was cry. But this is the funny thing about it, and I'm getting goosebumps again. I bought the tape because I wanted to see this lady. I didn't remember her face. It was nothing. I thought she had a hat on and a whole suit. So I bought the VHS tape. When I got the tape, it was not one person touching me in the video. There was not one person touching me in the video. From the crown of my feet to my head, I literally felt that same embrace that I get every time God speaks to me.
Wow.
Have no clue. Might as well tell you,
you wasn't even
24 years old. I moved. Now I have 2 children. New relationship. This guy left me for dead. The same guy that I was trying to work it out with and be different for left me for dead in my blood. When I was in the hospital, I found out I was pregnant with my child number 2, which is the child that I have today. That's my middle child. That's all I'm gonna say. I love her to death. That's all I'm gonna say. But anywho, that same child saved me for the relationship after, because when I held a gun to someone's head because I was tired of the abuse, my baby's face popped in my head. The same child that I could have aborted.
Wow.
But let's go back. So that situation happened, and it's like God just kept reminding me, move forward. In a whole nother relationship, this man doesn't have any children. He took on me and my children, my two daughters. At this point, my middle daughter is about 8 months, and my oldest daughter about 3.5 years old. Okay. We decided we want to work in corrections. In South Carolina, we moved. He didn't want to be in New York. I didn't want to be in New York. We moved to South Carolina. And when we moved to South Carolina, I was in corrections, and there was this lady in corrections that looked so different from everybody. I'm like, why is this lady wanting to work in the prison? I knew why I wanted to. I wanted to because everybody, all the men in my life were in Attica, Riker, Sing Sing, all of the prisons. I can name them. I can just keep going.
Right.
They in and out of prison, and I didn't understand why they love to be in prison so much, but not want to be there for us and their families. So I was so inquisitive and curious about the prison system and what goes on behind the doors, because I feel like they come vacation outside and then go back home to prison. So we go through the whole 8 weeks. The whole 8 weeks of the academy, the training and everything. It is time for us, guys. It is literally time for us to graduate. We do our graduation. We have a luncheon where we sitting and talking to everybody. Now in South Carolina, the place that I worked at, after the academy, other people go to different cities. So everybody's trained in this one city, but they go off to different cities to work. So I'm sitting at a table. I kid you guys not. And as I'm sitting at a table talking to the people that I usually mingle with, the lady that felt so awkward to me is sitting at a table directly across from me. Mind you, no one sits across from me in the table that I'm at. These are 6 foot long tables, like picnic tables. So I'm at one side of the table. The opposite side of the table that I'm sitting on, mind you, it's full, but nobody sits directly across from me. So I have an eye shot view of this woman. This lady did this to me.
Uh-oh. There it goes again.
I immediately got goosebumps because this is familiar to me. And guess what I did?
You got up. You looked around.
I'm wondering who she pointing to, because we don't talk like that. Like, why is she pointing at me? And why is it so familiar? I get up and I go talk to her, and she said the same exact thing from when I was 19 and when I was 12 years old. And this lady don't know me from Adam and Eve. And let me add icing to the cake. The next day we got our assignments. She was not there. My instructors, I went to them. I said, where is the lady? The lady with, and I'm describing her. They was like, we don't know. She's not answering. The phone is just keep going. It just like, it's not even, it's ringing and it's just going. I said, are you serious? Even at that time, I still couldn't fathom what was going on. As I got older, it made more sense.
Yeah.
But that was just God just letting me know, I put you here for a reason. I'm going to keep reminding you, however I got to remind you that you are great. You are here for a certain purpose. You don't have to explain yourself to nobody. It's between me and you, and they will see the works of me and who I am through what you do, because it's genuine. Because it's genuine. That, for, is it Fabi? That's all I can give you. And all I can say is, I know I'm working in my purpose today. That's all I have for you as far as what he said to me.
Okay, that is phenomenal. Oh my gosh, that is, you know, the thing is, God speaks to us in so many different ways.
Yes.
I know for me, when he does speak to me, he speaks to me in dreams. And sometimes it's I can feel something, or you know, it's almost like a tug, like you can feel it in your heart, or sometimes I'll be praying about something and he'll show it to me many times, either throughout the week or throughout the month. It's like there's always confirmation. So God does speak in so many different ways, and sometimes it's not audibly. You know what I mean?
Right.
He does still speak audibly today, but sometimes he doesn't speak to you audibly. Sometimes he'll tell you through a dream or something. Like for instance, I remember, oh my gosh, I remember a long time ago when I just gotten saved. This lady, she came to me and I was in church and everything like that, and spirit was so high. And then after service, I went to the bathroom and
Mm-hmm.
she happened to be in the bathroom. And she looked at me and she was just like, oh my gosh, there is something about you. And she
Mm.
said, you are going to be extremely wealthy. I will never forget that. She said, you are
Mm.
going to be extremely wealthy. Never met this woman, don't know who she is. But she just right there, and then she just left me. She said, you're going to be extremely wealthy. And then she walked away. Fast forward, after I got married, my husband and I, we went to a church. Don't know this pastor and his wife from anywhere, but they came to the church and they were ministering. And after service, again, the spirit was so high. And she came to me, and the same exact thing that that lady said to me. This was probably like, oh my gosh, like 6 years in between. And she said
Wow.
to me, she said, you are going to be extremely wealthy. And she said, there's going to be so many women that you are linked to, and that God is going to use you in such a powerful and mighty way. And
Mm.
there are going to be women that's going to be intimidated by your gift. But
Wow.
don't get sidetracked. And then she said to me, stay in your lane. And there's going to be so many people that's going to try to run the race that you're running, but they're going to crash and burn. She said, stay in your lane. And oh my gosh, stay
Mm.
in your lane. And that when you step out of your limo, these are the exact words she's saying to me. When you step out of your limo, they're going to know that God has truly called you for something great. Then there
Wow.
was another guy. We were doing, I'm telling you, it's so many. And this is why I believe in God's word, and I believe that God speaks, because he's spoken so much over my life, over my husband's life. Even what you were saying a little while ago, Camille, about me. 2 weeks ago, a sister in my church, I didn't even know that I was even feeling anything, because I thought I was okay, I was cool. And at the end of service, she came over to me, she looked at me, and she said, why are you running?
Mm.
And I was just like, what? She looked at
Mm.
me, she said, woman of God, you are running. Why are you
Mm.
running? She said, you need to stop running from what God is calling you to do. So it's like, I'm sitting here and I'm just like, okay, God,
Mm.
all right, I hear you. And so, but that's the way that he speaks to me. You know what I mean?
That's
And
the way it
I don't
moves.
just I don't just listen to anybody when they come to me with different words and stuff like that,
Mhm.
because you so have to be careful with people speaking into your life. And so
Right.
I don't just allow anybody to just pour into me or to speak into my, like, I'm very, very, what's the word I'm looking for? I'm very protective when it comes to my garden,
That's a
because
perfect word.
I have to, yes, I have to be mindful of the words that's coming in and what I'm actually going to be believing and taking. If God has not said that to me, or
Resignate.
if it doesn't resonate, thank you. If it doesn't resonate with the words that I've heard before, or what he says in his words from me, I quickly I just dispel it. I don't listen. You know what I mean? I don't allow it to come into me, because that is serious. When somebody's
Yeah.
pouring into you, that is serious. And so
Yeah.
as you're saying that, I'm just like, that just came
Mm.
to me 2 weeks ago. The same word came to me, like, why are you running? And it's so hard, because it's so many different things that I know that I am gifted and I'm talented in. And it's not really per se that I'm running, is that I'm still trying to get a hold of who I am. Because for
Mhm.
so many years I've gotten lost, I've gotten lost within my marriage, lost within my kids, and being a wife and being a mom. And quite honestly, that's all that I really do know.
That's
And
been your identity.
that's been my identity. And, you know, a pastor, a female pastor, she said to me one time, she said, you know, all you have ever been is a wife and a mom. And at the
Wow.
time, I was just like, what? Like, how could you say that? But it's true. All I've ever been is a wife and a mom, because I got lost within my roles of being that,
Mhm.
and the person of who I am, of who I'm actually created to be. I really didn't know who I was. And so all these words is coming to me that, oh, you know, you're going to be prophesying and you're going to be ministering and you're going to be worldwide. And I'm just like, what, me? You know, it's wild. It's wild because God has like this dream for you and this plan for you. And if you don't walk in the path of that plan, you will never truly understand why you are here and what you're created for. And so
Right.
now that my kids are getting older and they can
Mhm.
kind of fend for themselves, except, you know, except for Nyla. Camille, if you don't know, I do have my 15-year-old, she has Down syndrome. Um, and so it's like I've gotten it so lost and not really knowing, okay, who I am. I kind of just push me all the way, like all the way to the back,
All the way to the back,
all the way
behind the
to the
back
back.
burner.
Yeah. And so I find myself fighting for myself to come forth, but I
Mm.
still don't know who Shushana is fully. I'm coming into who I am, but I am still struggling with that. I'm honestly like I'm still struggling fully to know what exactly is my purpose, what exactly is my gift, why am I here? And I know that I have a gift to minister to women.
Mhm.
I know I can I that is hands down. I just always have that connection or that like that compassion,
Yeah.
especially for women that are going through hell, especially for women that has been beaten down in life, because those are the experiences that, you know, the struggles that I've gone through, you know, with life experiences. So I feel like in so many different ways I can relate with that. But
And
I'm,
that's why that role of of wife and mom is so important, because you're what you're not saying is, oh, I'm only a wife, I'm only a mom. It's not, woe is me, I'm a wife, I'm a mom. But just understanding that yes, you can be wife and you can be mom, but you can also find joy and happiness and security in just being who you are. And sometimes we get lost in, okay, it's homework time, the kids need this, the husband need that. And okay, well, did you stop and think for a minute? Well, what have you done for yourself today?
right,
What have you
right,
really done today that was just for you? And we throw
right.
around this self-care term all the time, but that is important, because let's not forget, and I keep saying this, that daggone plane ride, the first thing that the pilot is going to tell you is put on your mask first before you try it out, your child or your husband or your friend or your mother or whoever is sitting there. So that's why that is important. And that is honestly one of the reasons why I am being mentored by Camille. That's why I am learning how to process and to work through my own stuff, because I'm only in control of me. I can only control what I do, my feelings, my thoughts, my emotions. And every day I get in front of my class, and I'm tearing up about it right now.
Yeah,
Every day I get in front of those kids, I remind them of that.
yeah,
They can only control themselves. They cannot control what goes on around them in their home. They can only control what they do with themselves.
And like I tell Tamara, with her being a teacher, that is like one of the biggest responsibilities, because I give her exercises to do, just small ones to implement, and they have impacted her and her students in ways that most people would never think. Um, How has it been? Let me ask you this. How has it been with us working together for you so far in the areas that you struggled in with pride and the stubbornness and stuff with your relationship with your children? How has it been working with me so far? Can you talk about that?
I mean, it is a work in progress. We're gonna start that out from the gate, right? I'm not gonna get it 100%, but the times that I sit and I try to be more present and I try to be more um empathetic and I try to be more what's the word? Understanding of who I am in the situation and how I react and how I respond. Again, going back to I have control over those things. That has helped me tremendously. And believe it or not, the little things that I have implemented um, just in the past, because I've always been one of those teachers where you're going to come to my class and you're not just learning whatever the content is. You're going to learn how to, you're going to learn the importance of credit cards. I talk about everything with my students, right? And so what I am learning is that there are so many kids out there who just have such a hard time and they have questions and they don't know who to go to. I literally have spent hours after the end of Zoom with one of my students, and all I allow her to do is talk. That's all. She just needs to talk. And I listen, and whatever I can go back and say, okay, well, maybe you can try this, or maybe you can implement this, or and I just let her, and that's all she needs. And she'd be like, okay, Miss Wilson, I'll see you tomorrow. And then another day she's like, okay, Miss Wilson, everybody's going, I need to talk. Right? So I have always been that type of teacher. Whether I'm in COVID or not COVID, that's just been me. The kids are always in my room at lunch. They've come to my room after school. That's where they want to be, just to chill and talk. And I allow them to have that space because I think that's very important. And I would want somebody to do that for me. But at the same time, they have been curious, like, okay, Miss Wilson, so why do you do that? Miss Wilson, why did you say that? Miss Wilson, why? And I'm just like, because at the end of the day, again, you only have control over you. So I have them speak the things that they want to be. And I had this wonderful idea that Camille came up with, which was to just have them write me an email of them 10 years down the line. And they got so excited about that assignment. And it's just like, okay, well, visualize it, right? So when I'm trying to meditate and trying to see myself, okay, well, my husband says this and it triggers me for whatever reason, whatever is going on with me, not him. How can I picture myself responding differently? How can I picture myself actually without the pride, without the hubris? How can I picture myself being humble? And I am learning how to do that in my meditation. Because I'm doing that in my meditation, when the situation arises, I can realize, because what happens for me is I don't realize that we're talking about the same thing today that we just talked about 5 minutes later until tomorrow. That's me. That's what I'm owning, is my stuff, right? We're owning our stuff here. And I know I'm kind of jumping around because a lot of things are swirling around in my brain. But yeah, it has helped me tremendously, and it's continuing to help me moving forward. There's a lot going on in the chat. Oh my gosh.
Favi came with it tonight. Come on, Favi.
What did Favi say?
No, we're talking about self-care and she was talking about that we were created in God's image, that
Yes.
man was created in God's image and women was created out of.
Street.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I'm sorry I cut you off. I'm sorry, Shushana.
Yeah, no, she was saying that man is created in God's image, and that we ladies were made from man. And so I think she's kind of trying to separate the two, but I was explaining that we were all created in God's image. And when God referred to man, he's not talking about man, woman. He's talking about mankind on a whole.
Right.
So we were all created in the image of God. And then she has another question. Let me see here. And
Oh, you
Victoria.
went all the way back up.
Yeah, because I had to go from where we last left off. Patricia
Oh,
joined
okay.
us. Hi, Patricia. And Victoria. Hi, Victoria. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. And
Victoria
Gerald.
left. That's how late you are, Shushana. Victoria left.
She
She
did.
boogied.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I am
she
so
said
late.
good
This is,
Yes, I'm telling you, you went all the way back.
I went all the way back. Did I miss something? I probably missed. I'm so like into the conversation. Okay. So where am I picking up from?
Pick up from
Santi? Santi, hi, Did Santi leave?
Santa
Is it
Lee. Who's Santa Lee?
Santi Hunt? Am I pronouncing that
Oh,
correctly?
I just said Miss Hunt because I wasn't gonna try.
Okay.
Okay,
If
pick
I'm
up from
butchering,
where
Miss Hunt, if I'm butchering your name, I apologize. I'm so sorry.
Teresa Street came on and she said, hey, and she was thanking Miss Shonda. Start from where Arrow is saying it's very important to understand we cannot control others. You see that one?
Okay. Oh wow.
Okay.
Okay, yes. We're all the way down there. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so she said it is very important to understand we cannot control others. Absolutely right. I tell my kids you can only walk away, calm down, and think about how you can communicate your discomfort to come to a compromise. I think is a good
True.
thing. Yeah. You cannot control what other people do or what other people say. I always tell my kids, you're not responsible for how people react. Your responsibility is what you say and how you say
Right.
it. You're
Right.
not responsible for how people receive it because you
Right.
can't control that. But what you say and how you say it, because death and life is
That's
in the
what you
power of the
have
tongue.
control. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you have to be careful when you're speaking things that you're speaking it in a positive way, because whether you speak it positively or negatively is going to accomplish what it's supposed to. You
Yeah.
understand? And so words are extremely powerful. I do believe in the power of words. And I know for a fact that when you speak, words are energy. And when it goes
Yep.
out, it
Yep.
creates what it's supposed to create. That's what God did. When he spoke the whole earth, the whole world, the whole galaxy into being. And so that's what I always tell my kids. Be careful what you say and how you say it. Even when you're speaking over yourself, be careful what you say out of your mouth, because that's the power. Whatever comes out of your heart is what's going to accomplish whatever it is that you're setting it to accomplish.
Right.
So I thought that was very powerful, Fabi. And then she says, we cannot control anything. I just let go and let God.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Then she says, laugh out loud. I would go crazy trying to control my family. My husband is the most stubborn man in the world. Join the club, Fabi.
Nah, see, my husband is not stubborn. I'm the stubborn one. I'm the stubborn one.
Then she said, we used to fight so much our first year because I'm stubborn. He's stubborn. I resorted to prayer. I prayed for my husband to learn and understand. Held my tongue. Held my tongue when I wanted to get smart with him. And every time I wanted to fight, I would thank God for him and pray for him again. And like a miracle, God changed his heart. That is so amazing. That is amazing. It takes a very strong and powerful person to operate in that type of mindset. It really does, because
I agree.
I feel as women sometimes, we can go off and flip at the lip, and sometimes it's good to just be quiet, just shh.
Yep.
You don't always have to say something.
Yep.
Pause. Pause.
Yeah.
Everything that you guys are saying, I already had all this stuff written down.
Oh my.
Your lane, your path, fears, ego
Wow.
and pride.
Wow.
Everything does not need to be said.
Wow.
Knowing our place in the relationship.
Mm-mm.
All of this is here. Encouraging our spouse, loving on them
Wow.
in their love language. All
Oh
this
my
is here.
God.
Literally.
That is
This is
crazy.
stuff that God said I need to make sure it comes out. And I'm just sitting here like,
Just sitting back like, well, ain't that a blip?
yeah, I got it taped to my ring light.
Wow.
And as y'all talking, I'm like,
Wow. Look at God. I tell you.
That is
everything.
amazing. That is amazing.
Wow.
So
You
when
can't
jumped
change
on
anyone, only self. All of that is here. All of that is
Yeah.
here. All of that is here.
That is awesome.
But one
Yeah.
thing I missed, one thing I can say I missed,
Yeah.
parents. Mental
Okay.
illness is real.
Yeah.
Just because you don't understand your child and y'all might butt heads, it's not that you're a bad parent.
That's right.
You need to let your pride go and you need to get your child some help.
Mm-hmm.
You
Yep.
need to let your child get help. Let your pride go. This is for somebody specifically. Let your pride go and seek a therapist for your child.
Mm.
Let your pride go. I don't care what your position is. You were not meant. Your child is not your assignment. Somebody
Wow.
else needs to help your child. You cannot
Wow.
do it. You're going to damage your child if you don't allow that child to get help. It is not your fault.
Hmm.
Don't be embarrassed. And that's another thing in our community. I can only speak for African Americans. We have a stigma when it comes to mental illness and getting therapy and mentoring and all of that. That is why we stay stuck. That's why we don't build the empires that we are created to build. That's why we don't have what we're supposed to have. Because in order for you to work in who you're supposed to be in, you need to remove all those attachments, those sinful attachments that attach to you through generations that you have no control over.
Right.
Absolutely.
You cannot work in your purpose until you build that foundation. You have to start all over again. I don't care how
Right.
old you are. And I'm talking to you from a mom that will one day, me and my daughter will sit down and talk. Mental illness is real. I don't care how beautiful the person look, how good they seem like they got it together. Mental illness is real.
Yes, it is.
You have a lot of mentally ill people coping,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
existing.
Mm-hmm. And then you're like, oh, I didn't know. When something happens, oh my God, I had no idea. They look like they had it all together. Mm-hmm.
I went through it.
Mm.
That's another story that we will share later when God says it's time.
Yes,
Right.
ma'am.
When I tell you I sit before you, I have went through so much. I've done so much
Mm-hmm.
in my life, and God has protected me.
Wow.
He has protected me from drug dealing to pimping. That wasn't just said just to be funny, because I'm just trying to entertain y'all.
Mm.
I don't come from a doctor and a lawyer household. I don't come from a household where everything was put together so well, so perfect, you know, like I should have been. I don't come from a place where nobody that should have been loving on me didn't touch me in a way that they shouldn't have. When I tell you, sometimes I question how God can allow me to have gone through so many things that make my story so relatable to so many women that it's crazy. That's why at this point, he keeps saying it's time for it's something else I need to do. And I'm confirming this through talking to y'all. He knows what I'm talking about, but it's time for me to do something else that I've been waiting for. And someone very close to me said, Mill, it's time for you to stop pacifying your stories and your situations to appease the person that you don't want to expose. But it's my story, and it's time to tell it now.
Right.
Because not only men do things to children.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear what I'm saying?
Yep.
Do you know how long it took me to get over the feeling of my daughters that I'm supposed to be a mother of touching me, and it felt like my skin was crawling because I was violated by a woman at such a young age? I sit before you with so much that I've been through, and I'm not talking because this is cute. I'm talking because it's time. Sometimes I say to myself, how is it that I'm healed, but I still cry? But that's because my gift is clear sentient. So I feel the emotions of somebody that I'm talking to at the same time that I sit before you. I've been through so much. I've seen so much. And I've never once, if you follow me ever in life on social media, you can even go back to all my social media. You would never know what I'm angry, upset, someone done me wrong, did me dirty, got over on me, extorted me, and took advantage of me. You would never know because it was between me and God, because I let him get vengeance for everybody that's done me wrong. But guess what? He about to show out in my life. Because like Shushana was saying about her, I didn't go into all details of what God told me he about to do because it's not nobody's business. All I say is, and it's not a joke, that is actually my thing for my business. Do work. Stop talking so much. Everybody don't need to know everything. It's not for everybody. If you can't help me, I don't want to talk to you. Yes, we need to vent, but pay attention, because I even learned a lesson just recently. Ladies, if you are in relationships, this is for somebody specifically. Let God handle it. Don't jump out there. Do not fear or have an anxiety for your stability in your life, where you feel like it's shaky. Pray first. Wait for God before you vent to the wrong person, because your spouse is your spouse, and you cannot take back what you gave them about that person once you get back with them and y'all on good terms.
Yep.
So make sure it's somebody who loves you and see that you are human. And they're just there for that shoulder, because we need somebody like that.
Right.
For years, I sat on YouTube and I will always say, if you've been rocking with me for a long time, I'll always say, what God created is much bigger than these numbers on YouTube. I do things behind the scenes that no one knows about. I've been doing things like that for years. Those numbers don't make you. Those numbers on social media do not make you.
Amen.
The way you get blessed and people can't understand my life, where I never clock in, I don't work a job, I can leave and go places 2 and 3 weeks at a time and stay as long as I want, and all my bills are always paid. I can live in places like the place that I've relocated to just recently after removing myself from something. God said, I'm about to show you something different. I'm about to give you something different, but I need you to have faith and I need you to move, and I did.
Right.
I don't know nobody in this place that I'm sitting in right now. This state that I'm in, I don't know not one person. Not one. But am I lonely? Nope. This is a 3,500 square foot home. I'm in here physically by myself. But this is my peace. I'm getting things done. I'm doing what he wants me to do.
Amen.
This is all a part of the process. Is it uncomfortable? Yes.
Hmm. New and different, always uncomfortable.
Very uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm.
When I was driving the truck in the wintertime to come to this place, and I was going over like a mountain, and it was the scariest, most frightening thing. I couldn't see 10 feet in front of me, driving a 27-foot Penske truck with all my stuff in it. My daughter, who never had a road trip in her life, following me in a car that I just bought behind me in the wintertime with my other daughter. And we're rolling. I said, God, I cried. I got this. You told me you got me. I'm moving. I'm pushing with tears in my
Yeah.
eyes. I don't know what you're doing, but I believe in you. I don't know why you're telling me to do this, but I'm doing what you tell me to do. Through my whole journey, I did a lot of vlogging. I never shared none of it. My deep thoughts. Remember what I told y'all earlier? You could sit and play this game all you want, but you lay down with yourself, and you can't remove yourself from your thoughts when it's time to lay down.
Right. Right.
Make sure that what you do on a daily basis is something that your heart is telling you you should be doing. If not, you're going to have a lot of sleepless nights, and they wear on you slowly.
I know.
Shushana, I can see it. I see it. I see it, girl. Speak on it. Speak on it.
As you're telling your testimony, I'm that last part with the sleepless nights. My heart and my soul speaks creativity. I feel like when I get up, when I sleep, when I go to bed, when I'm dreaming, when I'm talking, whatever I'm watching, it's all about creativity and creating and using my hands and decorating. Like it's almost like it feels like it's a calling for me, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
And I am having the hardest time.
Mm-hmm.
I know that that is a business that I have started, but the procrastination for me is so real because I'm going through this phase of, okay, my priorities is this, and putting into the business is this. You understand what I'm saying? And so I feel like in so many different ways, like I'm working in the healthcare field right now, and I do enjoy it. But at the same time, when I'm there, all I could think about is
Oh no. Oh.
I have a question for you. With the creating, this is what I always tell people. If I said, what is one thing that you have to do for the rest of your life? And I want you to hear me out, because I'm a very creative person. You don't know too much about me. I've been a jewelry designer for years. I've been a planner for years, an interior designer. I build custom furniture. I do a lot, but I ain't talked about that not one time since I've been on here. Okay. Here's the thing. It's a difference between your purpose and then your talents. Now, what can you do every day, all day, and don't get a dime for it, no matter what? That's what I need you to ponder on, because sometimes we'll say, oh, years ago, I was probably like, oh, I can make jewelry all day, or I can make custom headboards all day, or I can do this and I can do that. But today, if I thought about that, I can sit and talk and inspire and encourage all day long and not get a penny for it. Can I make jewelry all day and not get a penny for it? Can I do interior design all day and not get a penny for it? Can I go back to personal training and boot camps and doing all that and not get a penny for it? No. Those are talents that God allowed me to have. What your purpose is is going to feel so good that you don't have to get paid for it. It feels so good, and you know that your ultimate reward is from God. You want to find your purpose, not what you're talented and gifted in.
That's
See,
good.
talented and gifted are two and the same. Your gift is something different that's attached to your purpose, your spiritual gift, and being gifted is two different things. You can be gifted in a talent. What is your purpose? Because until you find your purpose, you're not going to be fulfilled. Not saying that you won't be able to do your talents and your gifts, but you got to find the purpose first. Lay that foundation, and then all those other things are extra.
That is honestly what I'm struggling with. And I don't know.
You're not struggling, Shushana. Now I'm about to go in on you.
I was just about to say that.
You ready?
I'm going in on you. I was just about to say that. It's not that I'm struggling with it. It's that I feel like I'm not accepting it because it's not what I want to do.
You feel?
I know.
Oh, okay. Say it again.
Why you all up in my business, Camille?
This is what I go through every week. This is what I go through every week, Shushana. I can't let nothing slip by. Girl.
Oh, Lord.
Girl.
Yeah. What? Because here's the thing, Shushana. When you start to talk differently, because you just said it, Shushana, out your own mouth, our words, and I say that all the time to my people, our words are powerful.
Yeah.
So if you decide to hear something totally different on a consistent basis, your energy of what you think and feel is going to start to change. Because see, now you have stepped out of denial stage. So now it's another stage that has to take place now. You ain't in denial. So where we at now?
Uh-huh. Got him. Got him. Got him.
We ain't in denial. So he just told me that you have a thought, right? Connected to your purpose of something you've been wanting to do, but you don't know how to begin or start, but you kind of got a little bit of pride with asking a certain person to help you. Ask them. You'll figure it out. You'll figure it out. You know who I'm talking to. It's going to come to you. Right now, it is a person that can help you, but your pride is not going to allow you. Until you put that pride aside, you're not going to figure out your purpose. Someone is supposed to help you. Set your pride aside. Pray about it. Think about it. It's going to come to you very soon. Like clarity is going to come to you very soon.
Wow. This is amazing. This is, and honestly, I feel like I needed this. I feel like I needed this because it's hard for me sometimes to be around women that are comfortable with who they are and know who they are and are strong, because I tend to, oh no, I think I came off. Oops.
No, you're here.
You're here. Okay. I'm getting all these notifications and I keep trying to get them out the way. And so I tend to get lost in other women of power. Let me say that. I tend to just kind of disappear and when I see women of power, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm so mesmerized and I admire that they're so strong and they're so talented and so gifted and know who they are and what they're supposed to be doing. And I feel like sometimes I hide, especially I hide behind my husband because he's such a powerhouse.
What's the finger?
Listen, You don't hide. You become uncomfortable. I say this a lot. Let me tell you what it is. When you are average and you're around a whole bunch of average people, it's okay because no one is trying to come up. We all on the same level. It's nothing special, right? That's why I tell people my lifestyle at this point, I want to be amongst the uncommon so they can make me feel uncomfortable. Because when you're uncomfortable, change happens. When I'm uncomfortable, I don't want to feel that way anymore. So I'm going to do what I need to do to feel comfortable in that state until
That right
God takes
there.
me to the next level. You don't
That right there.
hide. It's not that you hide, you're uncomfortable. You need to say it. You need to speak that. You become uncomfortable. You know why you're uncomfortable? Because that inside of you, that's inside of them, it's touching you, but you haven't allowed yours to come out yet. So that feeling is still there. That feeling is still there. That connection is there. You are who they are, but they're walking in it and you are playing with it.
Mm. Yeah, I agree. I agree. I agree.
You don't hide. You never should hide. You're uncomfortable. So guess what? Continue to be around those type of people. That's the type of people I want to be around. I'm not trying to be around anybody who's not going to push me to be great. And if you're going to be my friend, this is what I tell people. I said, I don't have many of them because they're not ready. If you're going to be my friend, we're going to be great. Because I feel like this, what God has given me and what is for me, you can't have it, and vice versa. So why should I be jealous of you? Why can't I uplift you, help you, and push you to be great so we can be great together? I don't want to be up there by myself.
That right there.
Yeah.
That right.
Yeah.
It is so hard because when you have broken, insecure, prideful women, that's what you get. It's not real
Right.
love. And no matter how uncomfortable it may be for me to tell you, you got a booger in your nose, I love you enough to tell you the booger is in your nose so you're not embarrassed because that's what I should do.
Right.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We become uncomfortable with doing certain things. And so we won't step out and be who we're supposed to be because you're afraid of how a person is going to receive you. You said it out your own mouth. You are not responsible for how somebody reacts. You just do what God told you to do. Stop playing. It's time to stop playing. How much time you got on earth? We don't know that. We all know our birthday, but we don't know our death date. So why are you playing? Who's waiting for you right now? Who's sitting, crying, moping, or maybe on the verge of killing themselves or feeling like they can't do it, but they've been watching you and love something about you, but because you're sitting here playing what God has put inside of you, you may not make it to them on time.
Wow.
That's selfish. But self-care and self-love isn't, and that's the only way you're going to get there. You need to break away and get in your silence. Fall on your face and cry out because he's going to give you what you need. And I'm not saying this because it sounds good. I'm saying this because I did it. Because no matter how many times someone told me this is what God wants from me and this is what it's supposed to be, I can't ask nobody around me how to begin. You're not going to get the answers unless you fall on your face. Only God is going to be able to give you those answers. Once you start that path, because it's already paved, those people are going to start coming to help you. Just like I tell people, it's a path created and God's sitting at the end like, so you just going to walk that, oh, so you just going to go the other way? Oh, so you, but I already got this. This is for you. This is only for you. You're just going to walk, or you're going to turn left. Okay, this is the right way. This way right here. And you keep doing it. And remember, you said you was running. You ain't going nowhere but in circles.
So true. Lord have mercy. Excuse me. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, Eros DIY. I'm sorry, but this is who I am, and I'm not a rude person. If you knew me, I'm not a rude person. But I speak, and I feel like these women understand what I'm doing, and it's not disrespectful to them, because before we started this, I told them that that's my finger. If you're not noticing, my finger is something when I know God needs me to say something. So you might have missed that. So I'm not just cutting anyone
No,
off.
she's just not. She's just joking. That's what she, she. We know Arrow. She's just joking.
Oh, okay.
No, she's not. She's not being serious. Um, so there's a lot going on in the chat. Diane's Glam Fam, welcome. She was saying that she's really enjoying the testimony. She asked if it was okay for her to hang out in here with us because it's her first time on the live, and she has been welcomed by everybody else. And she was saying a lady got mad at her because she thanked her and said God has sent his angels again. She said whatever. And then Christine says, Diane. Okay. Oh, Diane, you were asking for the information for the channels, and I was explaining to you while I'm on here, I can't post the links because I forgot to click the YouTube button. So now I don't have no moderators. And if I leave, I'm literally leaving the show. So at the
We'll put
end of the show, I will post all the links.
in
Just
the
put the
Um,
names. They should be able to find them that way. My channel,
okay.
my spiritual channel, is the CPRVibe.
Okay.
I don't know if
All
y'all
right.
can listen to
Shoshana, no, I'll type it. Um, no, honey, where is okay, Diane, Shoshana. Oh, Arrow says Shoshana knows. I will tell you straight up, there's food in your teeth. LOL. Hey, Devin, I didn't see you come in. Devin came in. Um, she was saying hi to everybody. Freckled mom
There's a
and
lot of people
Christina
that
was
came
saying,
in here.
hey, Lotta Bailey. I don't even recall saying hi to Lotta, but I saw Lotta before. She said this is a great live.
Yeah.
Um, and then Fabi said, God lets you struggle, fall down, and cry. So you reach out and look for him. No one needs God until S gets real. Christine says, okay, she's just telling her how to get. And then Arrows apologized for using the S word in the sentence. Fabi said, sorry, Simone says, I needed this, fall on my face, and surrender to our God. And Devin said, I spoke to God when I was days from death. I made a promise to him and I kept it now, and I'm blessed daily. Amen, Devin. That's
Amen.
awesome. That is awesome. Ray is up in here. Hey, Ray. And shrimp tacos. Hi, shrimp tacos. But yeah, I just like to take a little break to see what's going on in the chat because people engage. And sometimes when we're deep in conversations, like I don't want to cut off the vibe. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Shoshana, Ray just posted you a comment. Read what he said.
Shoshana, remember that God has not given the spirit of fear. Be bold in the Lord Jesus Christ. And it's not that I'm fearful, honestly, is that I just don't have the confidence in that ability in me. You know what I mean? I'm not afraid of the purpose and the plan that God has for me, but I'm just not fully confident in it yet. Like I'm not bold in it yet. And I know exactly what I should be doing, but like Camille said, is that I have to fall on my face so that boldness, that confidence, because I do it here all the time. I speak to women all the time. I encourage women all the time. I know that my gift is of my purpose is women's ministry. I know that I'm supposed to be speaking to women and encouraging women and pulling them out of whatever it is that they're going through. I have that gift. But sometimes I feel like I allow the things that me myself is going through in my personal life, or just life on a whole. I'm still trying to balance it all. And that's the part that I'm having a like a huge issue with, is trying to balance it
Yeah.
all. It's trying to be a wife, and be not just a wife, but be the wife that God has called me to be to my
Right.
husband. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? And still trying to be the mom that God has called me to be to my little humans, and still trying to be this woman of God that he's called me to be. So it's like it's just such a balance, because there's so many different facets of who I am, and I'm trying to like I'm teeter-tottering, and I'm trying to find that center and balance it all fully. I don't know if there ever is a balance that you can, you know, there goes a finger. All right.
You said you trying to figure out your life as far as, let's just talk about the physical, who you are physically to the humans in your life,
Hmm.
and your gift, your gift that God has placed in you spiritually, right?
Right.
They're not separate. It's not, that's the problem. There's no separation. You're one entity with multi-facets, right?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
There's no separation. You're thinking too deep, and it's not about you having confidence. It's you're confused with where to begin, because you already started. You're already there. Your thinking is deeper than what it is, and it's not as deep as you think it is. You
Okay.
see what I'm saying? It's more
Yeah.
simpler than you think, is what he's saying to you. It's simpler
Okay.
than you think. You're already doing it. It's not going to be a,
Right.
oh, this is
It's
it.
not.
That's not going to
It's
happen.
not separate things.
It's not
It's
separate.
all cohesive.
So
And
I'm
I think
literally
that's the thing that we're all struggling. Well, I'm not gonna say struggle. I think the thing that we're all trying to work on.
A challenge.
Yeah, the challenge is that we think that there's supposed to be all different parts, but it's all different parts that make up the whole of what you are, right?
yeah.
So we say,
Hmm.
oh, I'm not just a mom, I'm not just a wife. Yes, I am, though. I'm not only those things, but I am Tamara, I am Shushana, I am creative, I am a go-getter, I am a mom, I am a wife, I am spiritual, I am all of these things, right? So we don't need to try to separate. And I think that's where now that I'm talking, I feel like that's where we find the struggle, or we find the challenge is that we're trying to break apart
Separate.
each piece and separate it. But while being a mom, and I'm talking to myself right now, while being a mom and being a wife, I am also spiritual. While being an educator, I am also spiritual. While being a creator, I am also spiritual. So while I'm being a teacher, I am also a mom. I'm getting goosebumps. I'm a mom, I'm a wife, I'm all of those things at the same time.
Tamara,
Mm-hmm.
explain the part about being a teacher and how you have the issue of being uncomfortable with things that you're presented with. The reason, let's go back to, I'm gonna bring it all full circle. Shushana
Bring it
says she
on.
feels uncomfortable in a room with powerful women. Teacher, as a teacher, it's certain things you want to do, but you can't, but you feel uncomfortable to express or talk about certain things. Can I ask you a question? Now that you have let a little bit of what you do spiritually come out in your classrooms, how does it feel?
It feels amazing. And I feel I can incorporate more of that. And I feel like there's somebody, oh my God, I feel like there's somebody. And I don't know who it is, but I feel like in my daily interactions, like yesterday, I just felt, and I don't know what happened after the fact, but a student came to class yesterday, and I had not yesterday, day before, and I had not seen her in. First of all, this student never came to class until January. From September, October, November, December. She never came until January, right? Actually, let me back that up. She came like 3 days in September and never came back to January. January, she came back. I talked to her about, what was going on. She said, well, it just became a roller coaster, not a roller coaster, just came a domino. She's missed one day, and then one day turned into a week, and then that turned into months. and she made a commitment to be in class moving forward, and I helped her, here's what you can catch up on, so on and so forth. Now, has she come every single day? No, but she has been consistent to the point where she'll be in class 4 days of the week, 5 days out of the week, 3 days out of whatever. Anyways, so she was not in class for about 3 days last week. So when she came to class Wednesday, I was like, oh my gosh, hey, so happy to see you, blah, 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 blah. How you doing? Hey, Miss Wilson. I go, oh, okay. I said, are you okay? She's like, yep. I said, no, something don't sound right. You don't sound like yourself. She's like, I'm fine. So her energy was so low. I said, you're so low energy today. And she reassured me she was fine. Anyways, going through the whole class, I just kept feeling like a very strong negative energy. Because we talk about energy here, right? And I just kept saying, somebody's pulling my energy. I don't know who it is, but something is not right with somebody. Now, I would love to be able to tell you that at the end of class, somebody was like, oh, Miss Wilson, no, that didn't happen. That never happened. But at the same time, I can only imagine, because I kept saying it, I just kept being moved to say that I'm feeling something negative coming through the screen. And I can only imagine after class or while they're sitting there, whomever that was, whether it was her or somebody else, they heard that thing and they're processing that thing and they're thinking about that thing, right? And they understand, like I keep saying, that it's not just about, who you are when you come into the room. It's also about what you bring to the table, all the facets of yourself. So I'm bringing it right back because it may not have manifested into something on Wednesday, but it might a week from now, 2 days from now, a year from now. We just never know.
Wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Did you just say Wednesday?
Yes, Wednesday.
You forgot our conversation? Remember I told you it's somebody in your classroom.
You did. You did.
That's her.
Really?
That's her. I said this student is gonna pop up. You're gonna know this student.
Oh my God.
That's why I'm sitting here like
that.
I told you that.
OMG. I forgot. Camille, I completely forgot that you said that.
That's her.
Wow.
And that connection is not going to end after school is over. I need you to know that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
I said it's some student, one student. I said, and you're going to know who it is if they haven't came to you yet. And that's why I'm sitting here like, wait, that was Monday that we talked, but you said the day before yesterday. It happened right after. That's her.
Yeah, I completely forgot. Wow.
That's her.
Okay. Got it.
Don't let go of her because she's dealing with some real strong battles at her age that she shouldn't be dealing with.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm talking real strong battles. She's going to end up telling you some stuff real soon.
Okay.
You need to be, for lack of better words, all I can say is befriend her right now. That's the only thing that I'm getting at the moment. But in the way to do it as an adult to a child, to show her that you're there for her. She needs that right now. She didn't miss school for no reason.
Right.
She wants to be there. It's not in her control. She's doing things that she shouldn't have to do.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay.
Wow. This has been amazing.
Oh my God. The goosebumps don't stop, Devin. They're just running all through me right now.
It's so crazy.
Goosebumps is a sign the spirit is with you and guiding you.
Yes.
Make sure she does that assignment.
She did already. She did it. She did it. I told you I haven't read them yet. I'm trying to create something special so I can read them. But
yeah, I'm excited about that. I'm excited about that.
Oh wait, look here, guys. A lady named Sylvette joined us. She says, "Wow, I just joined in and so happy I did. God knows I needed this and guided me here. I have not been watching due to time constraints, but I'm
I'm
here
here
today.
today.
Let's go, ladies. Preach and teach." Woo! Okay, Sylvette, I will take that. Preach and teach. I love it.
Do you want to share with them how this live started?
No, I'll let you try to do that.
No, I'm talking before you even introduce Shushana.
Oh, how I started doing the live.
Before Shushana knew anything about this live.
Oh my gosh.
What did
Okay,
I tell you?
Okay.
This,
Okay.
Shushana, this is not trying to be funny. That this before you knew anything about anything.
True.
Wow. Okay.
So last year I had just started my YouTube channel in February. And by the time I reconnected with Camille in, I guess maybe like July, and I was telling her, oh, at the time I had like 300 and something subscribers. And she was like, oh my God, you don't have those subscribers for no reason. And I'm like, okay. Then she goes, and I told her, oh yeah, I do tablescapes and DIYs and stuff like that. And she's like, interesting. When she says stuff, you know, you're like, you're questioning all your life choices, right? So Camille says, interesting. I'm not feeling that that's what you should be doing on YouTube. I said, okay. She said, you have so many people who, 300 or whatever it was at the time. That's a lot of people who can learn something. A lot of people that, you know, God can use you to do something with. And I'm like, oh, okay, sure, great. Fast forward. Months ago, she tells me the same thing again. And not months ago, maybe May. She tells me the same thing again. I'm like, She's like, there's something you should be doing on YouTube. And it has something to do with, wait, did you tell me what it had to do with, or I told you what I wanted to do? I don't remember the order, Camille.
I told you, I said, you need to be real about life and everything that you embody as a woman and talk about it. And you said, like, you was looking like, I said, no, like, you need to just get on and go live. He's like, I don't like live. I don't like being in front of the camera. I get nervous. And I said, I hear you, but I'm telling you what I'm feeling and what you're supposed to be doing. And I said, it's going to be talking to other women about life and different things, just random having conversations in live. And you was not feeling that.
It's not what somehow I'm remembering it different. I think I'm remembering it that I was so excited. I wasn't sure what it was, because for me, in the back of my brain, I thought I heard you shouldn't be doing DIYs and you shouldn't be doing tablescapes. But again,
oh no, we had already got over that. You just said
yeah. But it was, I thought that's what I heard, but it was
no. We already know what I'm saying is we already confirmed that I told you that you shouldn't be doing that. That's not what it is. But you said we talking about how this came about.
Right.
And because I said you need to be going live and talking about life, just like real things that you deal with.
Is that what I feel like? And
you had something that you was
I don't have the best of memory, but I was getting ready to go. I was getting ready to do a live.
Yes.
That's what I was getting. Right. That's what it was. So I was getting ready to do a live, and I said, Shushana, you want to come live with me? And Shushana was like, sure, girl, I ain't got nothing to do. And so we came live that first show, right? It was Mother's Day. We were just talking about Mother's Day. And because I meet with Camille on Mondays for our mentorship. And then the Monday I got on, and because me and Shushana was like, oh my God, that was great, because we were just vibing, just talking about everything. And the Monday I met with her, I was like, oh, I went live yesterday. And that's when you told me that's what I should be doing after the fact.
No, before that. Remember when we had the conversation about the person in your family? We talked about
Right.
that before.
Right. Yes, yes, yes. But it wasn't necessarily alive.
No, I said go on, like go on live. I told
Right.
you then. That was
Right.
months ago.
Yes.
When you said
That
you
was
was
months
nervous,
ago.
I said okay. I said, okay, no problem. I'm telling you. You was like, I don't see that. I don't feel that. I'm too nervous or whatever. Then recently you told me about Shushana and you doing something for
Yes.
Mother's Day. And I said, that's
Yes.
it. I said, just speak
You said
whatever you
that's
feel,
it.
whatever
I was
comes
like,
up,
what do
just
you
speak it.
mean?
You was like, really?
What
I
do you
said,
mean
yes,
that's it?
that's what they want.
We just got on. We just wasn't doing nothing. We just got on there talking. And she's like, that's it.
That's
But
it.
you know, it's so funny because every time we have done a live, it has been incredible. And you know, we like we've been helping each other, you know, because
Yeah.
even topics that we didn't even plan to talk about, and
Yep.
it just happens. And then it's like so many women are going through the same exact
Same
thing. So
thing. And we have
it,
no idea
it's
until we start
amazing.
talking about it.
It's
Hmm.
an amazing space. And I feel like for me, this live for me every week is like it's like therapy. It really is. It's like therapy because when I can't talk to my husband about certain things or I can't talk to this person about certain things, I can come here and I can talk it out. I can let it go and I could be myself and I could be real and raw.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's like all the other women are feeling the same vibe and they're just like, oh,
Same
well,
thing.
I'm going through that and I've gone through that and this is how I overcame and let me teach you how. And, you know, so it's just
Yeah.
been, and I've taken so many things from us being on these lives and I've
Yeah.
already implemented into my life and I've seen
Yeah.
like changes, you know what I mean? So it's like women
Yeah.
helping women and it's a phenomenal place. I look forward to it every single week.
And
That's
we
good.
love the diversity of it too. And I also feel like
Absolutely.
whoever comes on, whoever comes on when they come on, that's when they're supposed to be on. Does
Yeah.
that make sense?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because sometimes we have this group over here and sometimes we have another group over there and sometimes it's a mixture and sometimes it's something else. And I feel like the conversation always goes in the direction that it needs to go based on who's here, and they bring up whatever is going on with them, and then that's how we just vibe. So
Yeah.
freckled mom Devin is saying that um she met both of us and knew she needed us in her life. We both inspire her and make her laugh. Laughing raises her vibration, and she needs that. And
Oh,
Diane, who's new to us tonight, I've never seen her comment before. She said she agrees.
yeah.
Plus, you are reaching many people. Fabi says, I have no friends. I'm too busy for friends, so I feel the same way about you girls on UT. YT Texas. Oh, so sweet. Fabi's our road dog, man. Fabi's our
Yeah,
road dog.
Fabi.
But
Fabi
yeah,
makes me laugh.
so it's been really cool just kind of it's been really cool just kind of following the spirit and just doing whatever you know we get on here or feel like talking about. And I feel
Yeah.
like today with you as our special guest, Camille, it just went in a direction that we needed it to go in. You know what I mean? We
It's pure
needed to talk about
confirmation.
all of the things that you already had on your list for us to talk about that we just kind of flowed into a natural order with, if that makes any sense. Well,
Yeah.
you of course brought up some certain things, but the rest of it just kind of flowed through Shushana and I because that's what we were led to say.
Yeah. I feel like we vibe. We really do vibe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tam and I.
it's a vibe.
Yeah, we and it's amazing how our friendship has developed and evolved and is continuing to grow. Because I met Tam through YouTube and I never thought in my like that today you and I will be like sisters. Seriously, closer
Still
than, you know what I mean? And it's an amazing thing because even like my husband, he tells me all the time. He said, Tamara, I'm sorry, all these notifications coming. He's like, Tamara, that's your ace. That's your
Oh
ace.
my
He says
God.
she is a true friend. And it's an amazing thing. And it's like I feel like through you, I'm meeting so many of these fantabulous women, you know,
Yeah,
and like we're building that sisterhood and we're learning from each other and we're helping each other and we're growing together. And it for me, it goes beyond YouTube now. It really
yeah,
does. It goes beyond YouTube. Like I look forward to seeing and talking with my girls every
right. And Ray, let's not forget Ray and KJ when
Ray. Yes,
KJ's
Ray.
on.
I love you, Ray. I always have to talk about Ray. He's like the one guy.
Don't you forget Ray.
I'm waiting for KJ to pop in somewhere.
KJ's napping somewhere.
But this has definitely been just an amazing time. And Camille, you have just my mind is just yes. I feel like
My
you have really confirmed a lot of things that me personally, that things that I haven't spoken out loud, just my own thoughts, you know, and even just talking to the Lord out loud when no one's home. I just talk to myself, but I'm not really talking to myself. I'm really talking to him.
right.
Um, you know, and you just really confirm some things for me personally that's that's really teaching me and showing me like I'm really more powerful than I really lead myself to believe. I really do have that power and that ability to set the world on fire.
Mm-hmm.
Amen.
Honest,
Mm-hmm.
honestly, and
You know
and
what I'm
that's
getting from you? You remember how
Uh-oh.
you said, I really do, I really do? That still twists it. Let me tell you why. When God created you, He placed everything you needed to do what you need to do inside you. So there's nothing outside of you that you need to move on. You need to pull it out and work
right.
with it.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah,
He don't create anything broken. He
right.
creates us whole. We
Yeah,
become broken through our experiences.
Right.
So
Preach.
now you need him to bind you back together at this moment because you are broken. The brokenness is where all the things that don't align with him come in. The confusion, the feeling not whole, the feeling like you're lost, the feeling of cloudiness, all that is not a part of wholeness. So you
yeah,
need him to make you whole again.
yeah,
Hmm.
And that's the process of you crying out and pouring out. You need to release those things that don't belong to him so he can feel in you the things that he had in you. You need to close it up and make it whole again. So nothing can't penetrate because you're going to be ready to work what's inside of you.
yeah,
That's all.
yeah.
Everything is inside of you. Don't allow it to get so deep where it's being pulled from you.
Absolutely. Thank
You just
you.
need to ask him how you work it.
Yeah,
That's it.
Mm.
That's like you give your child a toy on Christmas. They may not be cognitive of how to work it. They may not know how to read the instructions. You have to guide them as a parent. You put the battery in this way and you do this and you do that. Well, if that kid took
Right.
and ran with that toy
Oh,
and tried to do it
wow.
on their own, it's going to be a lot of confusion. It's going to come up broken.
Wow. That is so amazing. Can I share a mini testimony about my husband? Um, my husband has always been the one who, you know how in homes, and I hate to put men and women into these categories, but I have to put them into these categories because based on my experience, I think that this is how it is, right? When it's time for gift giving, when it's time for Christmas, who normally goes and buys the gifts for the children?
The mother,
The mother. In my home, I've never had to think about it, not one day. Not one day. My husband thinks about it months in advance, and everything is ordered and everything is set, and they give him their list, and he takes care of all of that. On Christmas Day or whenever it's birthday or whatever, it's time to then unwrap those gifts. He just sits and kind of like marvels at the looks on their faces and their reactions to getting gifts.
I'll be
And then
right back.
okay, honey. Okay. And then it doesn't stop there.
Wait till she come back.
Okay. I'll wait. So in the
Yeah, so she
meantime,
could, you know.
in the meantime, Miss Stephanie says, Camille, do you talk or listen to other women? And Devin was saying good night, y'all. Hey, Simone, I'm not even finished yet with my wedding thing, but I will. Oh, you're saying something. I'll let Camille respond to Miss Stephanie. I'll come down to you in a minute, Simone.
I don't know if that's the question. Like, is she asking me like other women that I listen to? Like what? Other spiritual women? Like, what is she
Yeah, Miss
asking?
Stephanie, can you clarify? I thought from the question I would gather that she's asking like maybe do you mentor? Do you listen to? Do you talk to other women who need help? I think that's what she's talking about. I could be wrong, Miss Stephanie. Can you clarify? Oh, good night, Devin. We love you too. I think that's what she's talking about, but I could be wrong.
I mentor. I'm a mentor. I'm a transformation mentor, spiritual guiding mentor. Yes, I actually mentor Tamara. I'm Tamara's mentor. And I mentor lots of other, I mentor children, men, couples. I mentor lots of people. Thank God. I mentor lots of people. And one of my most prized possession of mentoring is children. When you get them so young to help them have a powerful mindset to tackle this world. And I will say that it's sad to say it, but most of my children clients are not Black. I have some Puerto Rican, Ukrainian, and some from Yemen. They're not even Black because they believe in investing in their families and investing in their spiritual, you know what I mean? Their spiritual guidance, meaning like themselves, investing in themselves to get a mentor, life coach, whatever you want to call me. Spiritually, I'm guiding, and nobody that sat before me, life has not changed. That's all I can say, but that's only thanks to God, because you have to be willing and open to accept what I have to tell you, because it's going to be things that's going to touch you deep and make you uncomfortable, but uncomfortability is a part of transformation.
Right. So Miss Stephanie was confirming that is what she was asking. Do you counsel other women?
Yes.
I will have the link to your channel. And you'll give me whatever information you want to give me so I can post in the description box, Camille.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Favi said anyone can get closer to God by reading the word. Absolutely. Asking the Holy Spirit to reveal the significance of his words, forgetting your own preconceptions from the preachers. Absolutely, Favi.
Yes.
So Miss Simone was saying, will you ever have a platform for divorce and helping women get closer to God in their singleness? Simone, are you asking that of me? And are you asking that? One second, Camille. Are you asking that of me and Shushana, or are you asking that specifically of one? Are you asking that specifically of Camille? I'm sorry. Ray, you are leaving. Good night, Ray.
Good night, Ray.
Have a blessed
Thanks for joining
evening,
us.
and thank you for hanging us. Don't forget we'll be here on Sunday. We just did Friday night because we had Miss Camille, a special guest, and she has her radio show. I'll also leave that link on Sunday nights at 8 o'clock on T Love Radio. Okay, Miss Simone didn't clarify, but maybe she's asking that of you, Camille. Maybe not us.
What was the question?
What? Asking what?
The question was, will you ever have a platform for divorce and helping women get closer to God in their singleness?
My platform, my radio show, and my the CPRVibe. I'm the CPRVibe all across the board. Instagram, my radio show is the CPRVibe show, and I also have a channel on YouTube, which I stepped away from, you know, to do God's work. But I'll be coming back regularly. I can't do lives because I haven't reached 1,000 subscribers yet. But once, you know, I do reach 1,000 subscribers, I'll be doing more live on that channel, in-depth, different topics and stuff like that. And also, what else? Oh, the CPRVibe on Facebook. So the TheCPRVIBE.
Do you see my finger?
Yeah.
Okay. You don't need 1,000 subscribers to go live on YouTube if you use StreamYard right here, girlie.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
So you can go
Well,
live.
I'm gonna be going live more.
Yes, you can go live if you just use StreamYard. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. So yeah, that's what I do. If you are interested in mentoring, I hate saying counseling or therapy or anything like that. I hate saying all of that. But if you're interested in mentoring, the CPRVibe at Gmail, I'm gonna just give you that one. I also have a website, but just go to CPRVibe@gmail.com. That's the easiest way to email me. I don't care what time of night it is. If you need to email me or something on your brain, I get emails from all over the world. So I'm always up usually. You know, I make my time to get my rest and my meditation and stuff like that in. But I talk to people all over the world on a consistent basis. So that's where you can get in touch with me. Your story, Tamara, about your husband.
Oh, there was a something that was I was connecting it to earlier, where she, I don't remember what it was now. It's been so long, but I remember I was saying that the first part is him getting the gifts and watching them open the gifts. But then the third leg of that is that he will actually sit there with them now, Camille, back to what you were saying before. He will sit there with them and he helps them unwrap and unravel and read through and hook up and connect and whatever it is that they need to do for the steps as to how to use whatever he just bought them. So he doesn't just be like, okay, here is a new truck, go play, go figure it out. He actually now takes the time to help them cut the parts off, you know, reconnect, read the instructions. He does all of that with them. And that is actually very commendable. But it was just connecting that back to something you were saying.
Oh, about the instructions, like you got everything you need.
Yeah, he just doesn't be like, okay, here it is. I just gave it to you because you asked for it. Now go figure it out on your own.
Right.
Just like God, he will sit there as a dad and take the time to go through the process of showing them how to. Right. I was just making that connection with what you were saying.
And it makes sense because think about how many times we've bought something from a store and we've tried ourselves to put something together and we end up with loose screws. We like, okay, so I know they ain't make these and just give me all these extra screws.
Right, for no reason.
Yeah, go throw them in the drawer. You see what I'm saying? But you need those screws. Those screws are real pertinent to this situation, and you're wondering why it starts getting crickety and shaking and making all this noise all of a sudden, and it's not acting right. It's because those screws was a part of the plan, and you decided not to use them or even look at the instructions on where they supposed to go because you wanted to figure it out yourself. When all it took was 5 seconds of your time to look over at the instructions and see, oh, okay, those holes, this where those holes, this where these screws went. And that's just how life is. We be trying to figure it out because we don't want to hear what we don't want to hear. Just like putting something together, sometimes you don't want it to say, oh, you're going to need another drill that you know you don't have. So you got the butter knife and your flathead that you got for free from grandma. You don't want to go get a drill because it's going to cost more. Or you don't want to go get something or read it because it might tell you you need a tool that you don't think you have or you're not equipped to go get. So we're going to just work it out like that. But it doesn't last long because that's not how we're supposed to be built. And that's what we do in life. We don't want to hear what we don't want to hear. And so we just go along with just enough to pacify us to get through so we can have the facade as if things is in order and they working well, but they're not.
Absolutely.
And they're going to break down eventually.
Okay, Miss Simone was asking, she was clarifying. She's asking, will we ever discuss these issues on our channel? Miss Simone, guess what now? We can discuss certain things that we have had experience with, but certain things that we have not had experiences with, we don't generally, Shushana, am I saying this right? We don't mess with those things unless we have specific experiences. Am I saying that right?
You are.
So
yep.
we can talk about that on our channel, but then now I'm gonna put it back on you, and you can be our guest for that show, and you can discuss and guide us through a conversation and questions and so on and so forth for that particular topic where you could be our special guest. So we're going to try to bring on more special guests because some people just want to talk about certain things, you know what I mean? And you have more experience with a particular thing. We would absolutely love to have you on. So if you are interested in coming on and talking about a particular topic that kind of hasn't made it onto our radar yet, please reach out to us and we will be happy to have you.
I know that Stephanie from Creatively Miss Me, Stephanie, she asked a question and I'm trying to find the question. She asked a question about depression.
She did ask a question about that.
I'm trying to find it.
It's further up.
Yeah, she asked the question. I believe it was if we were talking about depression or if we spoke on it. I'm trying to find the question.
We haven't done that yet in so many words.
There you go. She said she asked, "Have you talked about depression?" We haven't touched that yet. We haven't talked about depression yet. But Camille was talking about mental illness tonight. She did tap into it a little bit. About mental illness, but that is definitely a topic that I think we should talk about because there's a lot of people that's facing that mental, that depression, especially with everything that has gone down last year and, everything that happened so fast in life in 1 year. And then, just people's experiences and life and what everybody goes through and had to deal with. I know at one point I was dealing with depression. I didn't even know that it was depression. Wow. Yeah. So that's definitely a topic that we all need to touch on. And I feel like in some way depression touches everyone in different ways.
Absolutely.
Because some people can deal with it differently. Some people, it's more extreme. It's just a lot of different levels. I feel that depression is. And I know for me personally, it didn't get to the point where it was like overtaking my life or anything like that. But it definitely separated me from, the things that meant so much to me, my family, at one point I was going crazy. I felt suicidal, all that, so it definitely does touch you everybody differently. So that definitely is something that we need to talk about. And we like to talk about
Absolutely.
real life issues because listen,
Yeah.
if you guys know anything about us, y'all know we keep it real here. We don't pretty anything up. We talk about the real deal. And like Tam says, if we're experiencing it, we'll give you our testimonies and how we overcame it and stuff like that. And if we're not, we'll bring on, people like Camille who can talk and go in depth and really have results, that can help you and give you pointers and tips. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it's an amazing platform, and I'm so glad to be a part of it. And I'm so glad to have met so many different women all across the board.
Yeah. Yeah. If
Absolutely.
I saw this live, I would hop on it, Shoshana.
Oh, completely. I would have hopped on it the second time we was on there.
I would hop right on into this conversation.
Yeah.
Last time we were here, we're talking about singers who are non-singers. Hey, for a whole hour. Come on now. We talk about whatever needs to be talked about that day, right? Right, Diane? Diane just Miss Denise just joined us.
Hi, Denise.
Diane's glam fan was saying that her nephew 5 months ago caught COVID at 49 at 40 age 49 with a 5% chance of survival. When the family heard, all of them went into their prayer chain, and he was on life support, y'all. And the day they were giving up, God answered their prayers. Oh my God, that is
Wow.
amazing. God
That
is
is
so good.
awesome.
That is awesome. Yes, feel free to throw your testimony in here, Miss Diane. We don't mind. Acknowledging the goodness of God, we can never tell you not to. Are you crazy? No, 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 no. You are
Absolutely.
free to do that.
Hey guys, I
Oh,
got
so
a hat.
saying it needs to be addressed. And depression, talking about it's the other silent killer. Absolutely, we agree with you 100%. Oh wow, Miss Stephanie says it's a job for her to get out the bed in the morning. Oh my God. Oh my word, Stephanie. We have to keep talking about that.
Someone said what?
Miss Stephanie said it's a job. It's tough for her to get out the bed in the morning.
Yeah.
Mm.
Bobby said that depression is a spirit that can be rebuked.
Yeah, see, here's the thing. This is what I tend to realize. Remember I talked earlier about faith without works?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let's keep that there, but in the forefront of your brain. It is very offensive, in my opinion, when someone is going through something in their life, when a person says, I'm going to pray for you and leave it at that. We got to realize that not only are we equipped to help people in certain ways, but be mindful that all it takes is asking a question after they've let you know that they're overwhelmed or that they have something going on.
Mm-hmm.
You can't call yourself a child of God by just praying for somebody.
Right.
Because if their faith is not that strong, then you've left them on their own.
Wow.
I agree. I totally agree.
Because you can't fear and believe. If you don't know how it feels to struggle with a ailment or a situation in life that you've never came in contact with, the worst thing you could do is say, I'll pray for you and leave it alone and be okay as a child of God. Something else needs to take place. At some point, God will tell you if you're equipped or if you need to help that person find someone that is equipped. We do it too much, and I can't stand it. I was raised up in the Church of God in Christ, and I've seen so much, but I've seen a lot of hypocrisy at the same time. And that was another thing that made me stray away from titles. I believe in God. I know there's a higher power. No one's going to take that from me. But what I will say is this: I don't care what you believe in. That's not my business.
Mm.
Who you were created by is my business, because you made a choice to believe in what you believed in after the fact, but who you were created by cannot change.
Wow.
So I don't care if a Muslim comes before me. I don't care if a Buddhist comes before me. Spirit is spirit, and it doesn't have any type of identity, because we all created in the only creator's image, period. At the end of the day, there are people who need us. At the end of the day, there are people who don't want to just hear you talk all the time. They need more from you. A lot of times when you have a spiritual gift, you hide because you are not ready for the work that you're going to have to put in. When I tell you, I'm not sitting before you talking. I'm sitting before you 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, getting in my bed to pick up people. One particular, and I can speak this because I'm not saying no names. I had a homosexual guy who I was mentoring. And he was a part of one of the most sadistic and disgustingly insane trafficking sex situations in New York, with a preacher that was exposed for doing heinous things to little boys.
Wow.
It was all over the news, or CNN. It was all over the place. And he became one of my mentees.
I think I know who you're talking about.
This man, I got goosebumps just going through. I need to reach out to him again. Something is, oh my gosh. So this man sat before me, and having to get out my bed in the middle of the night to protect this person, to bring this person into my home. See, I'm not sitting before you and talking because some people like to do a lot of this. But the reason people see a certain thing about me on the outside is because my integrity shows where my heart is. What I do behind closed doors shows where my heart is. What I do when nobody is watching shows where my heart is. Because guess what? You could sit here, you could fake and be phony for whoever you want to, but at the end of the day, the creator who created all is the one who sees every single thing you do behind closed doors.
Wow.
And that's how I live my life. Integrity is like my first rule of living the right way. Because when nobody matters, he sees everything. How are you treating people? What are you doing when you know you can do something and you're not? How does that make you feel? Financially, spiritually, emotionally, physically. How could you call yourself a child of God, and how are you helping? How many people can sit before others and say, this person has done this, that, and the third to help me and show me God, show me who God is, and show me the true love of somebody who believes in God?
Right.
How many people could say that about you? I'm saying this because those same people that are depressed and overwhelmed are sitting around people who can help them, are sitting around people who can do the work. I always say this: blood makes you relative, but family are relevant in my life, and I create them, and it's not necessarily blood. Because those usually be the one that hurt us, stab us in the back, not there for us, won't help us, won't reach out and do things that we're able to do to help our family, siblings, loved ones. This is for somebody. So if you're sitting here on your high horse and you know financially, physically, emotionally, spiritually, you can do and help somebody that's going through, don't keep talking about them. Oh, look at them. They don't look the same. They're not washing. They're not keeping themselves up. I remember they used to be like this. I remember they used to be like that. Always remember, in a fall, you have to come back down to where you came from. And you usually meet those same people that you treated a certain type of way going back up. Treat people the way you want to be treated and stop brushing people off with prayers. Because if they're not strong enough, that's not enough for them. They may need a hug. They may need you to lay with them. They may need you to put them on your bosom and talk to them and coach them through a situation. I do it all the time. It's deeper than a prayer. It's deeper than I just love you. If they're on your heart, reach out to them. Go see them. Visit them. Show them love, not just speaking it.
Absolutely.
Shushana?
No, I was going to say, I absolutely agree. A lot of times we do that. We put off, we just say, oh, you know, I'll pray for you. I pray for you. And like you said, you leave that individual just hanging. There needs to be follow-up. There needs to be, because when Jesus was walking the earth, right, that's what he did. He didn't just say, oh, I'll pray for you and send you away. No, he dealt with your needs right then and there, and you got the result right then and there. You know what I mean? And then they ended up following him because he reached out to their human nature first. He fulfilled their needs first before he even ministered to them many times. You know what I mean? And so it's like, I feel like we need to get down from the religious part of it all and really, really delve into the characteristics of who Jesus really is. Because I feel like when we can really get to know Jesus for 100% of how he operated, we too can operate like that, and we will have results. Many times the body doesn't have the results because we're not operating the way that Jesus operated. You know, we're lazy and we're selfish. And sometimes it's easier to just say, oh, sis, I'll pray for you. But that's not enough. Prayer is great, but prayer works best with action behind it. It works best with action behind it. If you can't put that action behind it, it's like, you know, everything, the Bible says that everything hinges off of love. Love is an action word. And when you truly, truly love, you're not just going to pray for that person and send them on their merry way. Yeah, you will pray for them here, but you're gonna follow up with them. You're gonna make sure that they're okay. You're gonna check on them. You're gonna, you know, come out of your own self and do something that is going to help that person. You know, like the Bible said for a husband and a wife, right? If the husband is not saved, the Bible said that if the woman is saved, she may be able to win her husband by her lifestyle, by the way that she carries herself without even uttering a word. And I feel like that is where we fall short as believers. We need to be more active and have that action behind, you know, me being a Christian. We really need to put that action behind that, because that's what Jesus did. And if we're
walking the religiosity of it all,
we need to, because Jesus is not religious. Jesus is not religious. He is a spiritual individual. He is not religious. And I feel like we base things on religion. Religion is man-made. You understand?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Religion is man-made. That didn't come from the Bible. The Bible is nothing. There's nothing religious about the word of God, you know, and the Bible is such a blueprint for us to follow, and it's such a practical such a practical book that we seriously over spiritualize it so much that we lose our own selves because we so over spiritualize it. Jesus was practical when he was walking the earth. He's still practical today. You
Yep.
know, and so I definitely agree with that. We have to be more hands-on with people, and we have to like really love people. Like, I'm so sick and tired of the fakeness. Like,
Oh,
I'm like going off on a tangent because this is really near and dear to me. I am so sick and tired of fake people, just on an overall basis. I'm not talking about the church. I'm talking in general. You know what I mean? I don't like fake people, and I tend to gravitate away from them when I see them coming, because if you're going to say to me that you love me, then I'm gonna need you to show me. I don't just want to hear it. I want to see it in action,
right.
because love is an action word.
Action. Right.
It's not something that you just say and just let it fall by the wayside. God is love. And what he did on the cross for us showed us that he loved us. You understand?
Right.
Showed us, even though he was going through hell and he was begging the Father to just let this cup pass from me. I don't even want to go through this.
Right?
But he's just like,
Is there
I'm gonna
any
do
other
it.
way but this?
Yeah, he's like, I'm gonna do it because one, it's my Father's will, but two, I love. He is love. You understand? So I feel like the what you're saying with the prayer, I pray for you, that is one of the things that just agitates me so bad. Like, I don't even want people to tell me I'll pray for you. Just don't.
Oh my
I'm
God,
serious.
Shushana, tell us how you really feel. She
I
said, just
don't
don't.
know, because it's like, what are your intentions behind it? When you say you're going to pray for me, are you going to call me to check up on me to see
Right.
how I'm
Right.
doing after that? You know what I
Right.
mean?
And what are you going to pray?
And what are you going to pray? Exactly. Because you're saying, oh, I'm praying for you, but you don't even know what you're praying for. So
Right.
it's like we're not even coming in agreement, because I'm praying for one thing, you pray for a completely different thing. You're
Right.
praying for what? Like, I have so many people in the church, sometimes they come up to me and they see me crying and they're just like, sis, it's gonna get better. It's gonna get better. And I'm just like,
What's going to get better?
yeah, I'm like, wait a minute, but there's nothing wrong with me. When
Right.
I cry, it's because I'm sensitive to the Holy Spirit and I am grateful for what God is doing in my life. I'm not crying because I'm hurting,
To
because
joy.
I'm joyful. So
Right.
stop over spiritualizing my tears, bro. I'm all right.
I did. Listen, this is funny. A couple years ago, because you follow me on Facebook and go back and look at my pages and stuff. I don't got time. I just don't do negativity. Never.
Yeah.
Don't share it. Ain't anything that doesn't embody beautiful greatness and people uplifting people and love. I'm not posting it. I'm not posting anything negative. And I was talking about how we become so numb to our emotions and like we desensitize. Everybody wants to try to get a live that's going to show everything, even if it's a dramatic situation or someone's
Right.
kid being killed or hurt or whatever. It's like we will literally sit there and continue to watch it just to get a live to go viral, right? And everybody and their mother would share it, link it, like it, all that, and it'll spread.
Yeah.
And when you do something positive, no, right? You share something positive, you might get a negative 10 likes on it. So I'm saying, like, one day I said, you know what? I'm going to go on there and I'm going to post. And it was, I can't remember, but I'm trying to give you verbatim. It was something like, yeah, after all these years, I can't believe this happened to me. This is really crazy. I just couldn't imagine that this would be my life. And that was it. Do you know how many people was in my inbox? Sis, been there, done that. They gonna do what they want to do. These men ain't no joke. They is no good. And then I'm just like,
What are y'all talking about?
wow. Wow. I gave not one detail, didn't say nothing about anything, but people are so ready to hop on negativity that it sucks so bad.
It is.
Right.
It's terrible.
They
It's
will
bad.
comment more on something negative than something positive. And it's so sad. It's so
All the
sad.
likes, the shares, the reposts. Yeah.
It's sad. But we got to have people that's going to change that. Do different.
Absolutely.
Do different. I've never been a trendy person. I've never been a bandwagon person. I've always been on my own path and my own lane. And at the end of my videos for years, I would tell people, stick to your script. And people said, well, what does that mean? Well, on the CPRVibe, I did expound on that. God gave each and every one of us a script when we came here. Some of us can sing, some of us can act, and I'm saying this to just throw that out there, but what I mean by that is you are not built for that role because God designed that. Stop looking on someone else's script. Try keeping up with the Joneses. That's another part of it. Stop looking on someone else's script to figure out how you're going to move forward in this whole thing that God has orchestrated as your life.
Right.
He already gave you your script. Stick to your script because you're the best at it. That means you're going to play that role and get big, what is they call it? Grammy nomination at the end of the day. Isn't that what you want to get?
And
Or do you want to have a failed actor, a failed position? You are in there on this whole stage of life and you trying to be the stunt devil and you know good and well you ain't built for that. You see what I'm saying? We play and we're in these facades and we're acting inside of a play,
Yeah.
And that's what we're doing. Instead of sticking to our script. A lot of us don't want to do that because, like I said, going back to, I keep saying it, it's uncomfortable to have the uncomfortable conversations, the uncomfortable talks, all those things. People shy away from what makes them uncomfortable. But uncomfortable is the first step to greatness.
That's good. That's good.
Yes, ma'am.
That's good.
I believe in the word of God is the truth and all the truth and nothing but the truth.
You need to copyright that.
What?
Uncomfortableness is a what you just said.
It's the first step to greatness.
You need to copyright.
Uncomfortability is the first step.
You need to copyright that.
Want to be great? You better get uncomfortable.
Yeah, that's good. Because when God is moving you to a different level, you do get uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you really do. If you don't get uncomfortable, then you're not growing.
Right.
The chat has been blowing up, y'all.
It has been blowing up. And
you guys have been amazing tonight. Fabi kills me every time. I love this Fabi. And now Fabi got a new sidekick, y'all. Mr. Niece is Fabi's new sidekick. Oh my God. But,
oh my God. Yo, I just got a cat. Somebody just gave my daughter a cat yesterday. She's been praying. Let me tell you, she's been praying for an entire year for a pet. And we've been going back and forth between getting a dog, getting a cat.
Oh my.
We were outside yesterday trying to put out the plans for the fence that we're getting ready to build. And my neighbor just came and he goes, "Y'all want a cat?" And I was just like, "What?" He was like, "You guys want a cat?" I was like, "A for real cat? Like a real fur cat?" He was like, "Yeah." He was like, "I have 4 cats and I just got this cat in and my aunt owns a rescue and she's like getting the cats her shots and all these things." And like literally as we're talking about the cat, his aunt pulls up with the cat. She is absolutely gorgeous.
Oh.
Where is she?
Huh?
You have her? Where is she?
She's roaming around somewhere. I think she's roaming. I'm gonna show her.
Let us see.
I'm gonna show her. So
Okay.
they named her Poppy. And so
Poppy.
my daughter changed her name. And I said, well, what are you changing her name to? She said, I'm going to change her name to Faith because that's what I believed and God made it happen.
Oh my God, I could just take me out right now.
For an entire year, she
What?
was paying for a pet.
Oh, that is
And
so.
we went through the hamsters and they passed away. And she was really praying and believing God for a cat or a dog. You
And she
know,
got it.
and she got it. And her
She
faith
got
level
it
right
just
now,
like that.
her faith
That
level
is
right now
the
is
sweetest.
it's up. It's like she's just like, Mommy, I could believe God for anything now because he answered my prayer. And I'm just
Oh,
like,
wow.
it makes it so easy for me
Oh,
to just talk about the Lord in my house with my kids because it's like they pray and they believe. Even sometimes when I'm praying some things I'm praying for and I'm just like, God, do I really believe what I'm asking you for? Because, you know, and they just believe so easily, childlike faith. And
kids. Yeah.
I mean, he just walked up to us and gave us a cat. But check this out. The cat is here in the house, and I think I'm allergic to the cat. Because it's
Ah.
like he just gave her to us today, and she's been in my office kind of like hiding out because she's nervous and she's hiding out under
You,
my
yeah.
and it's like I feel my chest and my throat tightening up and I'm like, oh my gosh,
No.
I think I'm
That's
allergic
it.
to
You're
the
not going to
cat.
crush the baby's
I'm the
face,
same
Shoshana.
way.
What do you
I'm the
do?
same way.
You can't have you can't have a cat.
Certain hair cats. It's
Okay.
weird. Some cats I can be around, but some cats I can't. I don't know if I get this weird tingly feeling in my chest from my throat down into my chest.
Yeah, that's what I'm feeling right now. And I'm just like, wait a minute, what? That wasn't there before.
Where did that
And
come
it's like
from?
the more the cat comes around me, and now the cat is like jumping on me and everything, I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I gonna tell her that I'm allergic to the cat?
Oh.
Oh Lord.
Well, that was a great story, Shoshana. Thank you.
That was a great segue about childlike faith there.
What you doing to us? Oh my God.
I'm gonna see if I can find her. Her name
Oh,
is
yeah.
her name is Faith Pickles.
Hey,
Her middle name is Pickles.
pickles. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Hey, Miss Connie, Connie.
Michaela? Oh, there she goes.
That was sweet. That was a
Here,
sweet story.
I
Everybody's
want
saying how it was a sweet story. Let me see that cat. Miss
I'm
Camille
telling
and
you.
Miss Shoshana, you're looking for a reaction. Oh, how cute.
She is so
Oh,
cute.
oh, oh,
Oh,
yeah.
she is adorable.
Let me say hi.
Did
Oh.
you think maybe, Shoshana?
Huh?
I mean, how some people weird about taking certain stuff. Did you ever think of something natural you could take if you don't want to take Benadryl?
I've never had pets before, so I never even knew that I was allergic to them. My son is
Mm.
allergic to everything, but he's just like, Mommy, I'm not even allergic to the cat. And I'm like, but I am. But I don't know what to do now.
Mm.
She's so cute.
Shoshana
Michaela's
needs
like,
to get a bag.
Michaela's like, I love her so much, Mommy. I'm not getting rid of my cat.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Okay, but
All right, ladies. So we are officially on here now for 3 hours and 2 minutes.
yeah,
This has been an amazing, amazing talk,
yeah,
amazing everything. We are so grateful to you for just sharing with us what was on your heart. Miss Camille, you know how I feel about you. I love you. I appreciate you in my life. Shushana, you know how I feel about you. I love you. I appreciate you in my
Love you,
life.
girl.
Since you've been working, you've been leaving me out in the dark, and I
Girl,
don't really
I'm
see
telling
you
you,
or
I'm
talk
not.
to you.
Listen, I have nothing
So I
against the
gotta
job.
see you on
I'm
the
not.
live.
I'm not made. I'm not made for the 9 to 5. I don't know.
Oh my
You're not.
gosh. I'm like, no, I don't
I'm
need it.
not. I'm not cut
Uh-oh.
out for it.
Camille
Like
just said
I have
something.
nothing against working, but I'm just not cut out for this life. Like I'm not.
Oh, because you needed to say it with the finger, Camille. Say it
I
again
mean,
with the finger.
You're not.
I'm not.
Mm, 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 mm,
You
mm.
just wasting your time right now.
My God.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yep, there it goes, right there.
Camille, you done read my mail today. You read my novel. You read everything about
She
me.
read everything.
Mercy.
Oh
But
my
this
God.
is so good and so empowering, and it really solidified a lot of things for me tonight.
Mm,
That
that's amazing.
for that,
That's awesome.
we definitely need to have you on again, Camille. This was
Oh
Okay.
yes, she'll be back.
this was so much fun.
You see how
And
she just volunteered me? You see, she just volunteered
I
my.
know she will be back because she
yeah,
She just,
enjoyed herself
definitely.
too.
she'll be back.
Yep.
But is there like a let's talk about before we get off. Is there like a PayPal or something that's there? And I'm not saying this for anybody to give money or donate or anything. I truly believe, and this is what I do in my life. When anyone has spoken into my life, I believe in blessing them financially. That's just me. That's how I operate. That's what I believe. So is there like a PayPal that you have that I can sow into your ministry, because you really blessed me tonight.
Amen, Shushana. Amen. Amen, Shushana.
I gotta put up too. That has been a struggle for me. And I
Yeah,
told Tamara about this
yeah,
because what I do, I've been doing for years, but it's next level now once I got through that phase. And so I would always say no. But I realized that if God tells someone to do something, I can't stop them
right,
from being obedient. And
Just
someone
right.
else is hearing this because they're struggling with this as well.
mm-hmm.
Take your blessings. Because just as
Mm-hmm.
well as you sit before me, Shoshana, saying that a 9 to 5 ain't for you, everything you need and deserve is going to be coming through somebody else blessing you to make sure you're good
Absolutely.
while you get that gift in order.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I
Okay?
truly believe that.
Amen.
I truly believe in that. And I feel it's something that it keeps going. It keeps going. When you find someone that, you know, can spew the word like this or can touch you in such a way, it makes such an impact. That's where your treasure is. And for me, that's more important for me than buying a Gucci bag. You know, because a Gucci bag ain't gonna do nothing for my soul. It's not gonna do
Right,
nothing for my life. You know, I'd rather take that money and put it into somebody that's spewing good things into my heart that I know that
right.
I can implement in my life and grow
Wow.
from. And that's just
Amen.
that's the church that I come out of. That's the teachings that I believe in. I mean, that's the word of God. You know, let's be real about it. You know, so I just always believe when somebody's pouring into you like that, you know, you go ahead and bless them, because that's how they continue the work that God has for them. And also, when you do that, God is opening up the heavens for you anyway. You know,
Wow.
so it's like it just continues and continues and continues. So bigger, 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 baby, double, double, double.
I do have a PayPal, but I also have a Cash App that my daughter said I needed to have
Okay.
because I never trusted that, but I've been working it out.
Yes, ma'am.
And I guess it's the money sign CPRVIBE.
Oh, CPR vibe.
Yeah, without the it's just CPRVibe.
Okay, with the
CPRVibe.
money sign. Mm-hmm.
Yep, CPRVibe.
Okay, CPR. $ CPRVibe. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yep.
Yeah. All right. I'll be hitting you up in a little bit, girl.
I appreciate all of
Love.
you. You guys rock. And now I have a new sister, Shushana.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
I have a new
ma'am.
sister. I thank you guys for being open and receptive. I thank you. And like I say, and like we all say, who was supposed to be on here was supposed to be on here. And that's
Absolutely.
it. That's it. I appreciate you, Tamara. I love you like a sister as well. You guys are greatly appreciated. Y'all all gonna be all right. Y'all gonna be all right, and things are going to start moving up from this point on. I see it. I
Amen.
feel it. I know it. Y'all gonna be letting me know, like, girl, this happened, and this happened, and this happened. Watch, watch, watch. I'm telling you. I'm
I
telling you.
receive that.
I'm telling you.
That.
Oh,
And Tamara, you know. You
I
already
know.
know.
I already know.
You already know. I love
already
you
know.
guys, and you guys have an
Love you
awesome
too.
night.
You too. Thank you so much for being here tonight.
Thank you, everybody who joined in. I love you guys as well. I'll try to look. Can I still see these things if I leave on the YouTube? I can still see that, or do they go away?
What,
No,
the
you can still
comments?
see it. The
Yeah.
live. Yeah, you
The
can.
live, once the live starts to, it takes maybe an hour or so, and then it comes back for replay. It replays with the chat.
Yeah.
It
Okay,
replays
well,
with
I
the
might
chat.
not be able to see all that because they rolling. They rolling.
Yeah, it's a
But
lot.
yeah.
It's a lot
All
going
right,
on
guys,
here.
and I'll text you all my information if anybody needs to email me or anything like that.
Okay, no, don't go
Tamara.
don't go anywhere. Yeah, I'll get all your info. Don't go anywhere. Let's Shoshana, let's close
Yes.
out.
Close out.
Oh,
Guys,
Simone says thank you for sharing the word. Fabi said she don't work outside her home. And Miss Denise done said goodbye 10 times. And Celeste says you ladies were great tonight. Celeste is new to us as well. Celeste, we're here every Sunday night at 9 p.m. Okay,
yes.
so hope to see you on Sunday. And we came on Friday tonight because we had Camille as our special guest. God wants me to do. Yes, Miss Connie. So good night, ladies. Whoever's watching, thank you guys so
Also,
much for your love and your support.
also
Um,
before we get off, I wanted to apologize for my absence last week, guys, because I know you was coming
Ray
for me,
done already
Fabi.
left. You need to apologize to Ray.
Fabi was coming for me. But I just want to apologize, y'all. It was Father's Day, and my husband requested
So
for my
no
present.
apologies, girl. What you
Yes.
apologizing for?
I just
Take that back. No.
I just wanted to let them know.
Stop.
Just
Stop.
you excuse. They excuse. You're
Yeah.
excused.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that's where I was. He, requested my presence with the family, and so we were
Yes.
celebrating. So just wanted to let y'all know. But we
As
had a
you
good
should.
time tonight. We had a good time tonight.
We'll see you guys on Sunday. We love you.
Yeah.
We thank you guys. Miss Simone, I'm not done for tomorrow. I'm not ready yet, but I'll be pulling an all-nighter. I still have a few DIYs to do so I can record. And I am so thankful for you for asking me to join this collab. So tomorrow, Miss Simone loves all things weddings. So tomorrow we're doing a I do wedding celebration tablescape. So she is the wedding planner and we are the bridesmaids, and we're hosting either the reception table or the table for the bride and groom. And the client wants a glam wedding. So tomorrow at 3 p.m. is when the wedding starts. So please tune in to my channel, Miss Simone's channel at 3 p.m. and we'll give you all the links to the other people who are participating. This was a wonderful idea Miss Simone had, and I'm so excited to be a part of it. So thank you for hanging with us, Simone, and we will see you tomorrow at 3 for the wedding.
All
Thank
right,
you,
guys.
everybody.
We will see you guys on Sunday. Y'all have a wonderful night and a
Wonderful night.
great Saturday.
All right, y'all. All right, ladies. So I am
Love
Later,
you guys.
Gators.
later, Gators. I caught myself saying later, Gators too. Hold on. Oh, girls, you know what just happened to me, right? You know what happened to me, right, Shushana?
Are you frozen?
I'm so frozen.
You're so frozen. I knew it.
I'm
I'm gonna
so
end it out.
frozen.
Good night, y'all.
Frozen.
Get some sleep, get some rest.
So
Oh, we lost Camille.